disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. Just, I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
We just killed a fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
You're happy because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. You're happy because you got nothing. Got nothing.
I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA boxing.
All right, this is King Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the boxing debate arena. We're back on Discord finally. So we have the phone lines, which are open right now. So if you want to call in, the number is on your screen. And we will be opening up StreamYard as well. I want to give a shout out to people who are in the chat. Sosa, Blues Boxing, JJ, and Jay Billow. Guys, welcome to the show. And Lobito, Dan Boxing, Gonzalo, he's already there. Gonzalo, I sent you a link. So if you want to join.
You've got an echo, man. Someone needs to mute. There's an echo, man. Someone's got someone playing in the background.
Is that so? Shit. Hold on.
I think it's like someone was playing the YouTube in the background.
All right, this is better.
Keep talking.
Yeah, this is King Bucho. Welcome to PTA Boxing.
This
is better.
Well, I can hear a little echo.
Fuck. Well, fuck. I don't know, man. Let me check this shit. It's very professional, people. Very professional. Well, there's nothing I can do. I need to keep it on line in over here. How about is the echo?
No, it's just like I'm hearing you say words twice, if you get what I'm saying. Like you're talking, and then it's like someone's playing a speaker in the background. I remember they used a little button he used to fuck about with them.
This is better.
I don't know, man. I don't know what you're saying.
Better?
Huh? Yeah, that's better.
All right. Yeah, I think it was
better.
All right. Well, let's begin. As you can see, guys, we have Stu on the line. So we're going to be talking about Dillian Whyte. Then we'll talk about something else. But we're going to start with Dillian Whyte calling Tyson Fury a coward for not fighting him or for not wanting to fight him, even though the WBC has already said that it is a mandatory fight. Eventually, Fury will have to fight Dillian Whyte. But as I've said before, I want to see Fury against Joshua. I think Dillian Whyte can wait a little bit longer. And how the fuck is Tyson Fury a coward when he wants to fight the unified champion in Anthony Joshua? I just don't fucking get it.
Tyson Fury is no coward. Dillian Whyte has got his own problems ahead of him in Alexander Povetkin. If he thinks he's going to go in there and steamroll Povetkin, he's got nothing coming. Yes, Povetkin is done. All right, Joshua did a job on him, but Joshua's hand speed got him through that fight because at times he was getting the boxing brain of Povetkin. He was first to the punch at times, and he was sort of like outboxing Joshua at times. I think it was just Joshua's hand speed that got to Povetkin when he started to slow down. But Dillian Whyte's not that guy. He doesn't throw crisp combinations like Joshua. A lot of it's all single shots. You know, he'll probably throw away a jab and then throw a big shot to the body or a left hook or something. But you're not going to get real combinations out of Dillian Whyte. So, you know, Povetkin is crafty. His timing is as well. I said he's an Olympic gold medalist. He's been around the block. He's fought them all.
Mm-hmm.
If he times one on Dillian Whyte, then I'm a bit worried for Dillian Whyte, to be honest with you, because I'm a big Dillian Whyte fan. But I've got eyes and they work. And that's the problem with Dillian Whyte. All grit, heart, determination. But the thing is, when you're in big battles, top of the world boxing, fighting the champion. That's not enough. Your boxing skills are going to have to come into play when you're fighting the top guys. And I just think that could be Dillian Whyte's problem. He's all right when he's in there with Chisora, who just comes forward with his head down, swing. But when someone's got a bit of know-how, that's the difference. I think this is a real tough fight for Dillian Whyte. I really do.
Dillian Whyte is a very good boxer. Well, in the heavyweight division, obviously. I think the standards are a bit lower than in other divisions, but still, Dillian Whyte is a decent boxer. Top 5. I think you can't argue with that. He's top 5 level, even top 3 boxer right now in the heavyweight division. Yeah.
Dillian Whyte could go in there and destroy Povetkin, because Povetkin's at that age now where I've been saying about a lot of fighters when they get around that 38 to 40 mark, they could look all right one night and then they just turn up the next night and it's all gone. And that was probably what Dillian Whyte's hoping for, that Povetkin turns up, it's just not there anymore. And if that is the case, then Dillian Whyte will get the stoppage. Because Dillian Whyte, if you're like Dillian Whyte's sort of guy that I said, he's just going to come forward all night throwing big shots. He's not going to give up. He's a nightmare for anyone. Of course he is. But when you're at the top of the game, you need a bit more than that. You got to have a boxing craft and know-how, and I don't think he's got that. Like I said, he's very sloppy at times. He's always falling short.
Which Dillian Whyte are you expecting on Saturday? Do you expect that the Dillian Whyte we saw against who was it? He put on a very boring performance. Hellenius? Was it Hellenius?
Hellenius. This is the thing with Dillian Whyte. You just don't know what you're getting on the night with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, let's be real. There's been some very good nights with Dillian Whyte, but there's been some fucking dreadful ones as well. And if you're going to be honest, there's probably been more dreadful nights than good ones. I mean, the amount of times sat there and he stunk the fucking joint out. But when he is in a battle, when he is up for it, he's a dangerous guy for anyone. He's one of them. He's an enigma. Dillian Whyte is a fucking enigma, man. You just don't know what you're getting. It's a bit like Tyson Fury. You just don't know what you're getting on the night.
Mm-hmm.
If he fancies it on the night, then he's going to be a problem for anyone. If he's like sometimes like where you cut corners in camp and fucking moaning and shit on social media and stop not worrying about the fight ahead of him. If he's like that, then he turns up and nothing goes right and he looks dreadful. So he's just one of them fighters, isn't he?
Well, he always gets the job done. So, I mean, but do you think that?
But like I said,
he
has got the job done. No, but he has got the job done. But by the skin of his teeth at times. Look at. I mean, Chisora was beating the brakes off him in that second fight. He just landed the shot from the gods. And look at fight was it? Joseph Parker. Now, Joseph Parker decided in the 11th round that he fancied it, right? And Dillian Whyte fell to pieces as soon as Parker started putting the pressure on him. And let me tell you something, now, if Parker started earlier, I don't think Whyte would have survived that. I really don't. So this is what I'm saying. Even though Whyte's getting good wins, and he's still very vulnerable himself at times. I mean, would you want to put your house on Dillian Whyte getting a win against a dangerous guy? Would you? Because I hope
no.
I just don't have that confidence.
Well, Eddie Hearn seems pretty optimistic. He's already talking about Dillian Whyte possibly fighting Fury. Maybe Dillian Whyte is as well, already thinking ahead. And like you said, if he forgets that he's fighting Povetkin, then, there might be a surprise this Saturday.
Listen, I've watched a lot of Dillian Whyte interviews because I enjoy listening to them. Right. And do you know one thing about Dillian Whyte? He's as street as it gets. But he ain't buying all that fucking that race baiting bullshit in box. He ain't buying it. And that's what I love about him. And he's real. This guy is real. I've watched a lot of his interviews. And I've barely heard him say anything about Alexander Povetkin. It's like he's talking about Fury. He's mocking Wilder. He wants a rematch with Joshua. He said he'll fight Usyk.
Well, he says he can say whatever he wants. No, but he has proved it in the ring. Like he has fought. Like he has a decent. Dillian White has a very good record. So when he says
Yeah,
that
he
he'd
does.
fight
Yeah.
anybody, I believe the guy.
I mean, I think he had it. I think he should have took the fight when he was offered it against Joshua before Ruiz stepped up, because I think Joshua was at a very vulnerable period in his life where he forgot what he was famous for. He was more worried about getting his shiny six-pack out, trying to sell headphones and cars and rapping on American radio stations. Forgot all about what he was there to do. I think Dillian Whyte could have caught him on a bad night. Let's just say that, but he didn't take the chance. Got offered $8 million, and he declined it. So Dillian Whyte can talk all he wants, but he had his chance, and that was his chance. With Joshua, when Joshua offers a fight with you got to take it, because he's not going to come around again. Do you know what I mean? So I think he had his chance and blew it. And let's be real, I mean, the way the WBC are fucking treating him, Jesus Christ.
What do you expect from the WBC? I mean, come on. These guys, they just make the rules as they go along. I think you can say the same thing about any boxing organization, but maybe the WBC is the worst.
The main Stavern can look awful and do barely anything for 2 years, yet jump straight to the top of the list for fighting more. What did Dominic Brazil? I mean, everyone knows Dominic Brazil was that guy that came to England and got pieced up for about 7 rounds. I mean, that's what they know him for. Do you know what I mean?
Hey, remember
the guy
when
went in there and
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, remember when Wilder, because you were mentioning how the fuck was the WBC champion, fucking Wilder, fighting Dominic Brazil. And anyways, I just remember when he knocked out Brazil, his fans were going crazy. Yeah, like why would you even celebrate that?
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
hey, look, Dominic
yeah.
Brazil, right, that night was showing shades of Michael Spinks when he fought Tyson. Honestly, mate, he was shook to his boots. He didn't want no part of it. He was sitting there. I mean, even in the interviews, he looked like a nervous wreck in there.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I mean, the writing was on the wall for that guy. Oh, watch what I do to Wilder. You ain't doing a damn thing, Brazil. You're going to walk forward, square on, with your chin in the air, and you're going to get knocked the fuck out. That's exactly what happened.
It's amazing.
Come on, man. What did Ortiz do to get a rematch? What did he do?
He was a boogeyman.
He
was the
had 2
boogeyman
fights
of the
after that.
division.
Dreadful in both of them. Absolutely dreadful. Oh,
well, Stu, I think you're forgetting that Ortiz was a boogeyman. Nobody wanted to fight Ortiz, and Wilder stepped up, right, and fought this monster that was being avoided by everybody. So that's why Wilder had to fight him again.
if that's a boogeyman, I'd hate to see a dangerous fighter. Do you know what I mean?
Gonzalo, are you there?
Yeah, what's going on?
What's up, man? Hey, listen, we're talking about Dillian Whyte. What do you think about Dillian Whyte? The whole situation. You know, that he's a mandatory now and he's calling Tyson Fury a coward. Are you getting tired of Dillian Whyte?
Not really, because that's what a boxer's supposed to do. He's supposed to call other fighters out. Now, it's kind of unfortunate. It's kind of unfortunate because he was slated to fight for that mandatory shot, but then he tested positive, which to no fault of his own, he got cleared. But by then, his position was given to Tyson Fury. And along with what Stu said in 2017, it's just, he probably should have taken that shot earlier. So, I mean, yeah, he could keep taking step aside money because he's not going to tell the WC what to do. They're going to ultimately decide what they want to do because they're more interested in making the high profile fights because they collect about 10% of the purse.
Look, I'll tell you what it is, right? Dillian Whyte has stayed with the WBC because that's what Eddie Hearn has told him to do. Eddie Hearn's plan was for Dillian Whyte to fight Wilder, hopefully land a lucky left hook, and take that title and then feed him to Joshua on a plate. That was the plan. So Dillian Whyte now is stuck at the WBC because it's so close to getting a shot. What is the point of going anywhere else? So it's one of them ones for him. But that's all down to Eddie Hearn. Don't blame Wilder. Don't blame anyone or Heyman. Blame Eddie Hearn. He made Dillian Whyte chase Wilder. After about a year, he should have said, "Look, I'm going looking for other options, man. You know, you can't just keep chasing the guy forever. It's like Kell Brook running around chasing Amir Khan like some fucking lovesick teenager. I mean, embarrassing to watch, isn't it? You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's where I am with that one.
I was reading something here on the Dillian Whyte saying Frank needs to stay off the liquor. Okay, he's just trying to deviate from the Tyson Fury fight. Why would I fight Daniel Dubois when I'm eligible for the WBC title? What's wrong with him fighting Daniel Dubois in the meantime and just allowing Fury and Joshua to unify?
I agree with Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte has had to build that name and profile the hard way, right? He's earned his shot at a title. What is he getting out of fighting a young, hungry monster like Daniel Dubois, who could quite easily go in there and go through him? What is he gaining from that? He's earned his right to fight one of the top guys, and I can see why he's saying that. That's not a duck to me. But it's when Anthony Joshua's coming in with 8 million offers for a fight in England in a big stadium, and you're saying no. That's a duck.
Has Fury earned his right to fight for the unified title?
Of course he has.
All right, so that overrides whatever fucking this guy has done, Dillian Whyte. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What is Fury gonna fight Joshua though, or is he gonna take some cherry picks in between, then fight Joshua?
Okay, that's a good point, and that's what I've said. You know, if Fury isn't gonna fight Joshua, then he should fight Dillian Whyte. But if he will fight Joshua in a unification fight, then of course he should fight Dillian. Sorry, of course Dillian Whyte should step aside. You know what I mean? It's a unification fights. What's the word I'm looking for? They override anything else. I mean, they have to happen first, and then you fight the number one contender. By the way, Chris K, thank you for your contribution. He says, y'all forgetting the dark horse, Mike Tyson. All right, Chris, come on, man. You're losing it. But thanks for your contribution, man. And I know you were joking. But yeah, listen, Fury, Joshua, that has to happen first. It's a unification fight. Dillian Whyte has to wait. Listen, he didn't press the issue all these years. Now all of a sudden he is, right? You know, from time to time he complained about, oh, I'm not fighting for the WBC title against Deontay Wilder, blah, blah, blah. He had a chance to fight Joshua. He didn't take it. Stop fucking crying, man.
Look, Dillian Whyte's done very well out of boxing. For someone that's so limited in boxing ability, I mean, it just shows you, if you've got heart, grit, determination, a bit of character and personality, you can go places in boxing. Skills don't always pay the bills. I've always said that. Go and ask Devon Alexander that. Who wants to watch him fight? Nobody. You know what I mean? You can have all the skills in the world. You've got to go and put on a performance. And that's what Dillian Whyte does. It's like Turo Gatti. I mean, people talk about Gatti like he was some all-time great. No, he wasn't.
No.
But because he put everything on the line, it was exciting to watch. People remember them sort of fights.
That's right.
They don't remember the back. They don't remember the fucking slickster.
No.
Popping out the jab, looking pretty. They don't remember them.
And I hate when they try to make this racial as well. Well, Gatti, because he was a white guy. That's why he... No. You're getting it all wrong. It's because he was exciting.
Yeah.
And by the way, like you're right, Stu. Let's just clear this up. Nobody's claiming, or nobody on this show is claiming that he was a talent. He's great talent. He was a decent boxer, world champion at some point. But that's not the reason why we're bringing him up. It's because he was exciting. Go ahead, Stu.
This is it. I mean, this is the thing. I mean, a lot of fighters don't understand what their role in the sport is. Yes, it's about getting the victory. Yes, it's about not getting hurt. Of course it's not, because your life's on the line in the boxing ring. But when you're getting paid millions of dollars, It's your duty to put on a performance because this is a showbiz world, dog eat dog world we're living in. It's all about excitement. Why do you think UFC started taking over boxing? Because they were showing brutality. And let's be real, human beings are savages. Well, I mean, we're a fucking awful creation. And let's be real.
An awful creation.
We're an awful creation because we like to see people get hurt.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's why let's be real. I mean, you get your little boxing snob that likes to see the pretty jab and stuff and a bit of footwork. But at the end of the day, you've got a duty to go in there and put on a performance. Yeah. That's why Ricky Hatton had so much people following. Because Ricky Hatton put it on the line, and that's what we like in the UK. I mean, sometimes we let the boxing skills go out the window when you're giving us a bit more, when you're giving us something else, sorry, like a bit heart, grit. I mean, that's what he did to Costa, just overwhelmed him with heart and grit. There was no boxing ability involved in that. And the same with Carl Froch. That's why he was a big name in the UK. Sometimes it's not about the boxing skills, it's about the grit, determination. Sometimes.
Yeah, that's right. By the way, in the chat, I saw what's his name again? Dead Game. And I'm surprised by his prediction. He says that Dillian Whyte is getting knocked out in the 9th round. So there you have it. Dead Game making a prediction. We should start writing down the predictions.
Yeah, I'm not sure Povetkin. I'm not sure Povetkin has even got the legs to go to the 9th. I think he's got to go in there and try and get an early stoppage, catch Whyte cold, if you get what I'm saying. Because I think the longer that fight goes on, Dillian Whyte, he seems to work things out in there. It takes him a while, don't get me wrong, but he seems like you said, he always finds a way to win, don't he?
Yeah.
And I think with Povetkin being at that age, and I've seen the deterioration in him recently, I just think for him to be hovering around 7, 8, and 9, I think it's going to end well for him. I think he's going to have to go in there and get an early one.
Yeah, but then again, remember that Joseph Parker fight, right? Dillian Whyte was just cruising it. He was winning, and then all of a sudden, he almost fucking lost that fight in the last round.
Parker barely threw anything that night. He had so much left in the tank. He only decided that he wanted to fucking turn it on in the 11th round when the fight was gone. And let's be real, he still nearly got the stoppage. Whyte was out of there, blew his load. So Parker's a young guy, man, fit, barely threw any punches. Povetkin's going to be in there taking shots. I don't think you can't compare Povetkin at 39 to Parker.
That's right.
Especially,
yeah.
You just can't. So look, and Parker's got one hell of a chin as well.
Yeah, and we've seen. I mean, talking about the age, that's an interesting factor because, like you said, Joseph Parker might end up, fresh in the 12th round, but Povetkin, he certainly won't be fresh after a few rounds.
He looked pretty good against Michael Hunter.
True. Actually, he did.
So Dillian Whyte needs to come in shape. He can't come in at 280.
Yeah, but the thing with Michael Hunter, I'll tell you what got him through that experience. Got him through that Michael Hunter fight because he was getting pieced up in the early rounds, and I just think that's where the weight comes in. Michael Hunter might think he's a heavyweight, but he's not, and that's when the weight comes in with the mid rounds, latter rounds, and that's where Povetkin started to do his best work. Experience got him through that. That's all it was. Michael Hunter just doesn't have that killer instinct at heavyweight where I think if he's flagging like he was against Hunter at one time, Whyte's getting him out of there. Well, I just don't think Hunter can,
Right. He's much more dangerous.
Bigger. Cruiserweight.
Much bigger. Exactly.
It's a cruiser.
I mean,
harder puncher, Whyte.
Hell yeah. Yeah, of course. All right, we're going to take a phone call. 954, you're on the air. 954. Hello, 954. All right, let's put him on mute. Let's take another phone call. 832, you're on the air. 832. 832, are you there? Maybe it's an issue over here.
I bet you've got. Have you got him muted, Butcher? No, you probably muted him.
No, I checked. They're not muted. Let me try to fix this. Oh, I think I know what happened. Hold on, stay on the line. All right, you guys take over the show. Let me just fix this.
Some damn kids doing some prank calls.
No. It's just
No.
Butcho's he leaves it so long to do shows these days. He's forgot how to fucking use his
I know.
setup.
All right, you guys take over.
That's
See, I'll
boxing
tell
for
you-
you. Well, you know, like I said, we can't make up stuff to talk about. I mean, boxing had
I'll
a
tell you the
chance.
solution.
No, but hang on a sec. Boxing had a chance to step up to the plate and give us some sort of entertainment, like the UFC have tried. All right, it's a bit tedious watching.
But
fights
you know
with
what,
occasional
Stu? It
crowd.
is coming back. But since they don't allow so much media coverage, so those guys don't have a job like they used to. We're not knowing about these fights until just like a couple days before in some cases.
Yeah, but they, like I said, they could have.
There's not so much media coverage for these fighters as well. That's
Well,
one
what
thing to consider.
fighters? There's no fights.
There
Listen,
is.
yeah, you can't-
Well, now they're
That's what-
coming. They're coming up.
polish
They're
it
coming up.
first.
They're coming up. They're coming. We gotta wait.
They're
But
coming
listen-
up. We just don't know about it because they're not hiring the people that cover these fights like they used
Right,
to before.
I'll
And
tell you what
that's
they're
gonna
doing.
remain the same.
What they're doing, they're waiting for the fucking
Start your show now. Press 1.
COVID.
It appears that the host has
coronavirus.
already dialed into this show. Only one host is.
All right, go ahead.
They're waiting for the ban. They're waiting for the ban to end so they can get crowds back in. They're losing so much revenue. I mean, look, especially in, like, say, Las Vegas. I mean, look how much some of them seats are like fucking 20, 30 grand a pop. You know what I'm saying? And the money they make in the casinos, they're losing all that. So that's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for this ban to come. They're not going to give us anything decent in a fucking empty room.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I don't think that'll happen.
Mind you, they might as well get Rigondeaux in there, innit? They might as well put Rigondeaux in there,
Yo.
innit? He's used to fighting in front of empty rooms. You know what I mean? So that'd be the big
You know
fights.
what's the solution to the White fight? This is what Dillian Whyte should do. He should fight Daniel Dubois or whoever they offer him to fight, even if it's a tough fight. He should take that fight because since the WBC always does what they want to do, even though if he loses that fight, he should still get a title opportunity.
Look,
Just like, for example, David Benavidez got stripped. I'm pretty sure the WBC is going to give him an opportunity sooner rather than later, like they have.
oh,
before to
really,
other
really,
fighters.
Gonzalo, really, Gonzalo.
What's
I mean,
that?
What has given you any confidence in the WBC that they're going to look after Dillian Whyte? Look,
Well, that's
they
what I'm
probably
saying.
hope. No, I'm
hold
telling you
on,
now.
hold on.
If
they're
Dillian
probably-
Whyte, if Dillian Whyte agrees to what the WBC is going to do anyhow, he should speak to them and tell them, well, you know what, WBC, win or lose, since this is my first title opportunities and the fighters that merit and done less in their careers have gotten title opportunities, like he has it, he should be able to get one down the line, irregardless if he loses or wins.
Nah, man. It's like
Well, it's happened before, right? Fighters
It happened
with less,
before,
you were
but-
speaking about what's that fat dude Canadian's
can't-
name with the ponytail?
Steve Vern.
oh, damn.
Stevern, yeah. I mean, if we're talking about fighters getting opportunities for less, it's happened. Or what is this just totally something against
We are
Dillian
sorry,
Whyte?
but we're experiencing
Look,
a problem with our
hey, listen,
WBC has against
Please try
look,
your call again later.
listen.
or report-
They don't want Dillian Whyte anywhere near that belt. Right? They're hoping he takes that Daniel Dubois fight and hoping that Dubois gets a stop. For some reason, I don't know what they've got in. They've got it in for this guy, and they've done everything in their power to stop him getting a shot at Wilder. They're a disgrace. Look, if you can't see that, I don't know what to say to you. It's there for everyone.
He don't need the WBC. He can get ranked with another sanctioning body.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree, but
I mean,
look,
yeah, if they don't want to give him a shot,
if I was advising Dillian Whyte, I'd say to him, don't be going anywhere near Dubai right now. What are you going to gain from that? You're going to fight some young fucking pitbull who could quite easily take you out on the night. And what you gain, and even if you beat him, oh well, he's only fought a young kid that's fought nobody. He's still in the number one position. It's not like it's going to push him up to even higher in the WBC where you can say, look, it's a load of nonsense. Look, Dillian Whyte's at stage now where he shouldn't worry about titles too much. Just keep putting on fucking big pay-per-view events, making your money and get out of the sport. Belts mean nothing. Like I've always said the other day, them belts mean about as much as the fucking Louis Vuitton belt that you go out in. Because you got someone like Sullivan deciding who has it. Come on, man.
Don't insult Suleiman.
Yeah.
He's a great president. 954, you're on the air. 954. 954.
King is fallen. Deontay Wilder lost his title.
What?
Defeat.
Somebody's playing 78 Sports, I think. Yeah. Wait.
Oh.
All right. Hold on.
Are they still rambling on about Deontay Wilder?
917, you're on the air. 917.
Yo, what's happening, everyone?
What's up? What's on your mind?
Yeah. Before we begin, I have a technical question. Since I never get notifications whenever you guys go live, is there like a set schedule that you guys normally start the show, or I just gotta be lucky and just click?
There's a bell. You should go to the bell. Click on our page, and there's a little bell, a notification bell. Click that, and then you should get notifications every time we go live. So
yeah,
that's what you're going wrong, bro. You probably just subscribe without pressing the bell. So when you go to our page, you'll see a bell right next to where it says subscribed, I believe.
That's right.
Yeah. Hopefully, I do catch the next one, though.
Yeah, we don't have a schedule yet. We're all over the place, unfortunately. But we will get a schedule at some point.
Yeah, just check your phone at 4 p.m., 5 p.m., and 6 p.m.
Eastern time. Yeah.
But don't hold your breath, mate. We go missing for days and weeks.
Yeah. But there's no fights. But that's why we'll be back. We'll have more shows in September. But go ahead, caller. What's on your mind?
It's just not, there's only so much you can talk about certain fights and topics. I'm drained of anything about Wild and Fury.
It's
is
highly
dead to me.
That's right. Caller, go ahead.
Okay, so I just want to say this Mauricio Suleiman, the WBC, they have to cut it out with this whole making up a belt every 2 second type thing. I just saw he made a belt for Dillian Whyte and Povetkin. Just stop with this whole like diamond belt, plastic belt, candy belt. It just devaluates the WBC because the WBC is actually seen as one of the more prestigious, the green prestigious belt. But by him just watering it down, it kills everything. Secondly, Dillian Whyte, I see him, like, no offense to the UK fans. I know he's big in the UK, but I feel like in America, no one really even checks for Dillian Whyte like that, We just see him
a bit like Deontay Wilder in America. No one checks for him either.
Okay, well, at least Wilder gets the high-profile fights. Dillian Whyte, all he does all day is, he's loyal to Eddie Hearn. He speaks up for him in the media, defends him to the death.
I agree.
He's pretty much his biggest workhorse next to Joshua.
Yep.
Yet he's not being.
I agree.
I don't think Eddie Hearn is giving him what he deserves. After all the man has done for you, you still can't earn him like a big fight. He's like the stepchild.
What does he deserve?
Like the favorite kid.
Look, Butcher, I think the caller is spot on. And I'm a Brit myself. He's spot on what he said. Everything he said was correct. Dillian Whyte.
A Fury fight, so you can shut him up. He can't say, "Oh, I do all this for you. I still don't get a shot." At least I think if he does get a Fury fight, win, lose or draw, then you can't go on. I'm just sick of seeing his social media every day, just complaining.
That's what I'm saying.
For years now.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I keep saying, I've seen it so many times where fighters will sit there complaining on social media, but forgetting they've got a task in front of them. And Povetkin's no mug, is he? This is not like this is not David Price we're talking about here, is it? Do you know what I mean? So if you go in there with your mind on something else, you go it before you know it, you're asleep against Povetkin. So that's what worries me about this fight, because Dillian Whyte's been moaning and fucking whining about everything, but this fight, he barely mentions Povetkin. And the last time I saw someone who behaved like that in a build-up was Anthony Joshua against Ruiz, and we all know what happened in that one.
What are you saying?
I'm saying don't be surprised if it does happen, mate.
Underestimating Povetkin and not taking it seriously, or just him, or he's just being distracted.
Caller, some people are disagreeing with you in the chat. They're saying that Eddie Hearn already has given Dillian Whyte a lot. He actually gave him an AJ fight a long time ago.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. No, I agree with that, and I agree that he gave him the second one. But the thing is, Dillian Whyte I'm not saying it's Eddie Hearn's fault, but Dillian Whyte has let the WBC treat him, like a fucking bottom of the barrel.
Actually, now that I think about it, a really, really good fight because Povetkin also, we got to think about him. This will be his positioning for his final opportunity to try to capture a title. And he has never been world champion as well. So he's kind of salivating too at the possibility of winning this fight. So this is like his last hurrah. And I think he's going to come in prepared. So don't sleep on Povetkin. He's just as hungry.
Povetkin's become that guy, though, that he's past his best and the Brits just get him over to beat him up. You know, that's the problem with Povetkin now. Povetkin in his prime, I think he could have probably beat Joshua on the night. I mean, in his prime. So, you know, I picked him to beat Wilder because stars make fights. I thought he'd been all right. But this Povetkin seems he's just happy to come to the UK, fight anyone that's British in front of a crowd, get paid well, and whatever happens on the night. It's not the Povetkin of old, if you know what I'm saying. He's in it for the bucks now. And he loves a good UK payday, doesn't he? Because he ain't going to get it anywhere else.
True. Caller, anything else? Because we have other phone calls.
All right, yeah, you guys go take the other phone calls. I'll be listening. Thanks for
All right, call back
me.
again if you want later. I'm just going to get through the other phone calls, but thanks for calling. All right, and before we get to the phone calls, somebody's saying in the chat, Stu always finds opportunities to talk about AJ, but loves Fury.
Yeah, I apologise because we're talking about the heavyweight division. I apologise for that. I won't mention Joshua there. You know, the guy that's got 3 belts. I won't mention him. I'll just leave him out of the conversation.
Yeah, don't talk about
let's put Dominic Brazil in there instead. I've plenty to say about him.
337, you're on the air.
What about the ragu sauce, Rasta, fucking Bermain Stavern, Barry White, more like.
Yeah, Barry White.
What do you want me to talk about?
337, you're on the air. 337.
What's up? It's Dead Game. What's happening, family?
What's up, Dead Game? So I read your comment. So you predict a Povetkin win?
Yeah, I think Povetkin is more skilled, better opposition, better fighter. I think he's going to be coming in more mentally ready than Dillian Whyte because Dillian Whyte is worrying about the wrong things right now. And I think the best thing in heavyweight boxing is for Dillian to take that L against Povetkin just to put him back, man, because he's crying too much. Michael Hunter, young hungry lion, went the distance. He lost to Anthony Joshua in a great fight. Dillian Whyte, wash. I mean, his last fight was a disappointment to me. So I know he was coming off some mental issues, but I got the Russian by knockout.
Okay, what do you guys think?
The problem is, I see what the caller's saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe he needs a wake-up call. But the problem with Dillian Whyte, he's in a position where a loss is going to set him. I mean, this guy keeps winning and can't get a title shot. What's he going to like? What's he going to be like when he gets a bad stoppage or something? A loss. You know what I mean? Come on, man. He needs to go in there and perform and look good doing it. Because if he gets beat by Povetkin, it's a long road back. I'm telling you now, a very long road back. And he might even become the David Price, where he becomes that guy that just builds up the undercards there to get knocked out. What?
It's not a bad loss. It's not a bad loss, though. Look who he's losing to, man. You need to put some respect.
No, but it's not about the loss. It's not about who he loses to. It's about the loss in general. This guy is winning and he can't get a title shot. What do you think they're going to do to him if he has a bad stoppage defeat? He's going to go back to the bottom of the queue where Pulev and them boys are being put.
Yeah, but he's losing to Povetkin, is what Dead Game is trying to say.
If you can't beat Povetkin at 39 years old, you got no business fighting Fury and Joshua. Trust me.
Man,
if you can't beat Alex, if you can't beat that Alexander Povetkin, then forget fighting Joshua Fury. Forget it.
That game, go ahead.
That's no. See, I disagree because that he would only have what one. That would be his second loss. I mean, Povetkin. I mean, you got to get that out of your mind about getting that loss. The only reason these guys are not getting all these title shots is because the titles are picked up. AJ have the titles, and Wilder had the title. Not Fury have the title. Who he's going to fight? You know, he has to fight some credible names just to stay relevant. We on a path for undisputed. So, yeah, Dillian Whyte, I mean, yeah, he got the next shot if everything goes like they say, but look, the belts are tied up. They don't have 5 different champions or 4 different champions. There's 2 champions. So you have to wait his turn and keep fighting and not taking these bullshit fights and getting caught up with the dope, with the Diana Ball and all this other stuff. So a lot of this stuff has to fall on Dillian Whyte also. That's my call,
I kind of agree. I kind of agree with what you're saying as well, too, with both of y'all.
Anything else that game?
Yeah, but Dillian Whyte got thrown under the bus, right? Badly about that steroid thing with Selena's fight. I mean, look, he was basically classed as guilty before anyone heard any evidence. Oh, Dillian Whyte cheating again.
Mm-hmm.
They're sitting there. These guys that are saying that sit there, turn the blind eye to Baby Miller, the black Ivan Drago. Come on, man. I mean, look, Dillian Whyte he's an innocent man, right?
What's up,
and a lot of these guys basically set his career back a couple of years, ruining. Look at the shape he blew up. He looked depressed. I mean, he even fucking brush his hair at times, man. Boxing's a lonely a lonely sport to be in because it's all about you. You're not a team. Your team ain't going to bow you out when you're not doing it, like Messi and people like that. When he ain't doing it, these other guys can back. No, in a boxing ring, mate, it's all a lonely place. And when people are trying to ruin your career, and look how poor he was when he came back.
What's up, fellas?
Some people have the referee. What's up, Johnny boy?
What's up, Gonzalo Bucho? Still,
hey guys,
what's going on? We talking about Whyte Povetkin?
Yeah.
I got a feeling. I think. Well, I said Whyte on points, but I think it's going to be one of them iffy decisions. That's what I said for my prediction on that one. I said Whyte on points, but it's going to be one of those questionable decisions, kind of like we saw with Povetkin and Hunter. I think it'll be pretty good back and forth. I think because that left hook of Povetkin's is fucking something else. Even on AJ, that shit was landing semi-frequently, I'd say. Wobbled him a bit. It wobbled him a bit, and but I think it should be a fun fight as long as it lasts. And I would say I think Whyte, deservingly so or not, will get the nod on the points.
Yeah, I can see where you can. The way I see it though, Povetkin, if that fight goes to the 6th round, Whyte's going to take over from there.
Guys, we have a phone call. Sorry.
Finish
Finish your points too. Sorry, I thought you finished.
Well, I was just saying Povetkin needs to get it done early because I don't see this guy coming on strong in the latter rounds. I just don't.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. We talked about that. Yeah, that's the age factor, man. You got to put it into account, right? That's what Stu been saying all along. 832, you're on the air.
He's kind of sneaky.
But hold on, let's take a phone call. 832, you're on the air. 832.
Oh, what's up, BDA? Yeah, about that fight, I feel like I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be a fun fight for as long as it lasts. But you also got to keep in mind that both Whyte and Povetkin are generally like slow fighters, and I pick Whyte to win that fight just because he's younger and his to me he looks pretty stronger. I mean, but like the last caller was saying, like, I feel like people are sleeping on Povetkin a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like he really does have a chip on his shoulder, and I would pick what's his name, Povetkin to win only if I see Dillian Whyte come in like he did in his last fight, really fat and heavy and really slow, like then
terrible, wasn't it? It was just terrible to watch. I mean,
Yeah, you know what,
look,
Dillian
if he
Whyte,
comes,
he reminds me of like Marcos Maidana.
look,
Does he to y'all?
the thing is with Dillian Whyte, though, but
Stylistically?
you know, Dillian Whyte, like I said earlier, I think he blew up, didn't he? He looked quite depressed. I mean, like I said earlier, he didn't brush his fucking hair, so he was in a bad place when people were trying to ruin his career over that test. And I think once that was cleared,
You know
I
what?
think
He brings up a good point that they're both kind of slow. That's gonna be a hell of a fight, actually, because like I said, the title opportunity this is like the last for Povetkin. They're both kind of slow, and they, like Johnny said, Povetkin also got a good left hook, so they're gonna be trading left hooks at kind of like a medium combat speed. So they can even catch themselves like at the same time in tandem and get like a double knockdown. And if you also consider that their gas tank is not the greatest in the end of the fight, damn, slow fighters, not the greatest gas tank, hell of a left hook. They're gonna be trading left hooks. Last title opportunity for Povetkin and White trying to save his chance.
that's the thing. When you get two fighters that are quite slow and quite sluggish, they actually make good fights because they can't get out of the way of each other's punches, and that's what could make this fight very entertaining. I just think I just think Dillian Whyte might come on strong in the latter rounds because Povetkin he seems to start blowing when it gets to about 5 or 6.
But he's got the experience to where he can like let go of the throttle and just kind of conserve his energy in the middle and come back late, like he did against
but
what's that guy, Michael Hunter?
But the thing with Hunter, but that's the thing with Hunter. The difference is with Dillian Whyte and Hunter. Hunter's not really a heavyweight. He's like a blown up cruiserweight, and that's where the size came in. The size always comes in the latter rounds. He will look good early on, a lot quicker, sharper. He was beating Povetkin up. But experience coming through in the latter rounds, and that's when Hunter his punches didn't have the same effect, but he was getting tagged himself at times because he was slowing down his footwork. So look, that's when the size comes in the latter rounds. So that's why Povetkin was able to regroup and put it on Hunter and nick a draw. But with Dillian Whyte, he's not going to be able to bully Dillian Whyte around in the latter rounds. I don't think Dillian Whyte's strong. He's going to be throwing big shots.
Yeah, Caller, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like what Stu said. Dillian Whyte, he likes to wind up and load up like tremendously. And let me tell you something. When I saw Povetkin fight what's his name, Hunter, Hunter was catching him with some good shots early on, but at the same time, like warming up in the middle rounds, Povetkin, he started using his defense. Man, let me tell you something. Povetkin, he looks like he has a good set of eyes. I don't think he's gonna get hit by those jumping, swinging shots that Dillian Whyte likes to throw, like them leaping hooks and all that. Nah, that ain't happening.
Don't be fooled, bro. Look, the problem is with a lot of old fighters, just like Golovkin was talking about him the other day. They're experienced and they know how. They see the shots coming, so they're bracing for them. That's what's not knocking them out, but they just can't get out of the way of them. Where before they'd probably, 5 out of 10, they'd get out of the way. But when they're at that age, they're seeing the shots coming, but they can't get out of the way of them, and that's the problem.
Let me just say something real quick. I see we got a few people on here now. I just wanted to say, we have a hell of a Saturday of boxing ahead of us, gentlemen. I mean, this is the first real weekend of boxing we've had since fucking pandemic over here. So let's just be grateful for what, count their blessings and be grateful for what we get. We got a great fight in Whyte and Povetkin. We got a damn good fight in Alida Alvarez and Joe Smith, and plus Sean Porter's having a tune-up. So let's, count our blessings here and make sure we enjoy the fights on Saturday, because we haven't had a weekend like this in quite some time. So
I won't go as far as to say blessings, but I suppose
what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you're hungry, you're gonna eat the scraps, aren't you? And that's where we are right now. But I think boxing needs to win us back. If you get what I'm saying, I think it really does. It needs to win us back. So a lot of people are just tired of this fucking nonsense. Tired of these mismatches and
Caller, anything else?
Well, I mean, that's
well,
what I meant. At least we got a couple of solid matchups this weekend.
Look, I like the Charlo card. I'm happy with that.
All right, hold on, guys. Let's just finish with the caller over here. Caller, anything else?
Nah, that's pretty much. But it's gonna be a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like someone might get dropped or whatnot. It's gonna be a lot of action. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope it turns out to be a good fight and not to be like a boring, slow fight. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all for taking my call. You know what I'm saying? You always have a good show. Appreciate it.
Thanks for calling. Good call, man. Call back again. All right, we're gonna take another
I think
phone call.
I think because both of them are so slow, that will make it a good fight if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. 619, you're on the air. 619.
Hey, what's up? Hey, wasn't there another issue going on with the Dillian Whyte fight and the Rivas fight about the gloves? I was wondering if Stu can elaborate on that a little bit.
I mean, no, that's not even worth talking about. I mean, that's
talk about it.
Well, basically, he didn't fight with the gloves that he signed for because someone gave him the wrong gloves or something. But they were still legal gloves. It's not like he went in there with, the guy at Kickboxer where he's got fucking glass stuck to his knuckles. It wasn't like that, was it? Do you know what I mean? Come on. I mean, and then he got accused of doing drugs, which he got found innocent, by the way. Fucking hell, man. Well, you guys, I'd hate you guys. I'd hate to be in a court with you guys being my juror. I'd be guilty before I'd even heard my case with you, lot.
That's right, man. That's right. It's you're actually guilty, and then you have to prove your innocence.
Yes.
Disgusting. Very disgusting. Is this Jose, by the way?
The same people ripping Dillian Whyte for being a drug cheater, but said nothing about old Marcellus fucking fouling.
Oh yeah,
twice.
that guy. I don't think we'll ever see him again, Stu. So don't worry about Marcellus. 619. Anything else?
Don't worry. I'm not worried. Don't worry. I've seen enough from him to not be worried at all.
I was just wondering if it was a legitimate thing they had with them or not. I wasn't sure.
Nah. Stu, was it a big deal?
Not to me, it weren't. But LDBC were fucking crying in their pillows about it for some reason. I mean, look.
LDBC.
What is a big deal? I mean, look, boxing is full of so many snowflakes. I mean, everything's a big deal to them these days. So, but to me, no.
Did you see that Blue Blood video where he tells them to fuck off?
No.
Charlo told him to fuck off.
I'm going to ask you, no. I don't watch them guys.
Funny.
Maybe we can play it. Let me find it. Anyways, 619. Anything else?
No, that's all.
All right. Thanks for calling, man. Take care. All right. Yeah, let me find this video for you guys. Actually, Gonzalo sent me the video. Let me find.
Yeah, I actually did.
Okay. Anyways, guys, call in if you want. Numbers on your screen. Tell us what you think about this fight, Dillian Whyte against Povetkin, and whether or not you would mind if Dillian Whyte steps aside and lets Fury fight Joshua. Call in.
Look, Dillian Whyte ain't got no fucking damn choice to step aside. It's simple. Dillian Whyte is going to have to step aside. But Dillian Whyte is going to look at it like this. If he can get in a position where they're asking him to step aside, then he gets the winner. So it's a win-win situation for him. He could get all the belts with one fight instead of going 3 different routes. So that's the way I'd do it. Dillian Whyte's in a good position, but the problem is the WBC, they just don't want this guy to be anywhere near that belt for some reason.
Conspiracy?
I don't say conspiracy. They're just.
Well, it sounds like it.
Solomon's Al Heyman's bitch boy. That's what it is.
That's true, though. Remember when Fury won? When Fury beat Wilder in that rematch, obviously. Look at Suleiman's face when he's in the ring. He's sad. He's like, "Fuck." Fury won. He wanted Wilder to win. You could tell. Go back and watch it.
Hey mate, I tell you, he had that look that El Chapo had when he got arrested.
That same face of damn, it happened.
That same face, fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Look,
now what?
That's millions of dollars. That's millions upon millions. He was looking for that super fight between Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, and since they get 10%, if the fight's valued at 100%, at 100 million, then he could cash in potentially on 10 million, right? If that's 10% of 100,000.
Yeah, but
100 million, I mean.
so what does that mean? So you mean to tell me that Fury against AJ is gonna do less money? It's gonna generate less?
Look,
Fury against
Deontay
AJ.
Wilder.
Yeah.
No, but
Deontay...
that's exactly what Suleiman wants. That's why he would rather have that fight instead of White fighting, because he's gonna make that money with him.
Suleiman does.
Right.
Suleiman does. He does as he's told. Big Al rings him, tells him what to do, and he does it. Simple as that, mate. I tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Al Heyman's got Suleiman cutting his grass.
Well, wait, Virtuoso, thank you for your
pursuing
contribution.
that super fight. Well, he was looking to make that, and since that didn't happen, the next super fight is Fury Joshua, right?
Next super fight's Lomachenko Teofimo, but after,
I'm talking about Suleiman, looking for that cash, that big money at the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
He didn't get it with Joshua.
Heavyweight.
So he wants to get it with Joshua Fury.
All right, hold on, guys, hold on. I need to read the super chat. Virtuoso, thank you for your contribution. He says, breaking news: Warrior boxing smells like doo-doo. Smells like shit, basically. All right, I don't know what's going on in the chat, but thank you for your contribution.
Go ahead, Johnny. If he paid to say that, then good on him.
Yeah.
That's just some fucking troll account. Don't worry about him. But anyways, yeah, man. But I can hardly wait. I've been looking forward to White and Povetkin for a long time, bro. It's a good fight, and I think it's gonna be fucking entertaining for the most part. And same thing with regards to Alito Alvarez and Joe Smith too. I think they're both gonna be fun. I think they're both gonna be fun fights, and I hope we enjoy them.
All right.
All we ask for
is that UK times 2? That fight is that in your schedule? That fight.
Yes,
what's that?
That'd be it's on. It'll be on our schedule, of course, because it's be a Sky Sports fight.
Better for
me.
But all we ask as BDA hosts.
Better for me.
All we've ever asked on this show is to have 50-50 fights that we're going to enjoy, and we don't know who's going to win. We got sick of watching mismatches. You know,
speak for yourself.
Amen to that, Stu. And but yeah, Gonzalo, the White Povetkin, like my time in the States, bro, it'll probably be on like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. My time, Gonzalo.
Okay, earlier.
Yeah.
All right, we have also.
The thing is, I think that could be like. I think that could still do all right in America. Because at 5 o'clock, it's a good time in the States. Because like I said, a lot of them are in the bars and that lot. Do you know what I mean? So. Well, I know that when the Premier League teams play in America, they've got some good fan bases over there in the States. They get up early hours in the morning, go to the bar and watch the games and stuff. So, do you know what I mean? I think in the daytime it's probably best to get.
It's nice.
Stu,
where's this fight happening? Is this happening in Eddie Hearn's bubble in his backyard?
Yes. But it's nice when them things come on at 4 or 5 in the afternoon. It was same thing with the AJ and Ruiz, the rematch, bro. Because then you still got all Saturday evening to go fuck around after that.
And that's nice. What the thing is. Like I said, the thing with Americans, they've got so much to do, haven't they? I mean, they've fucking got so much to do.
Well,
they have, haven't they? Well, I mean, you got to fit your schedule into their sort of thing. You know, I think the time boxing, the problem with boxing is it comes on so late. The time after time it comes on, everyone's pissed up. They're not even worried about fucking boxing. They're looking at a bit of skirt that's next to them in the pub or something, or the bar.
Exactly, Stu. And then on top of that, bro, like I said, because then if the card comes on at 4 or 5 in the afternoon, it'll end about 8 or 9, and then you can still go out to the bar for three fucking
that's
hours.
the thing. I mean, yeah, exactly. The problem with it, when it's up quite late, the time you're going to the bars is when the fight starts. So I think it's a lot better to have the fight a bit earlier, watch it, have a few vodkas or beers, whatever you have. You can have you have a few early, watch the box, and then go out and enjoy yourself after the box. And that's a much better way.
That's
to do
what
it
I
than
want.
trying
Absolutely,
to mix the two.
much better.
Yeah, and another thing that I've been noticing lately, ever since you guys remember the zone card with Canelo versus Kovalev, they're not doing the fights at the same time the UFC cards are going on because they don't want to have the two run into each other and the time schedule.
Right.
As long as you brought that up, Gonzalo, let me just say this. UFC 253 is the same night as the Charlo card, but trust me when I tell you that card is fucking trash. Watch the Charlo card, okay? The one you might want to the one you might want to think about is the Khabib Gaethje, because that's on the same night as Tank and Leo Santa Cruz. And me personally, I don't give a fuck about Tank Santa Cruz. I'm gonna watch Khabib and Gaethje, but for the Charlo card, I'm watching that fuck Adesanya.
All right, and by the way, I was just about to say,
mark my words, they're not gonna be fighting at least the main fight. They're not gonna be happening at the same time. They'll find their way around that.
True.
Which is kind of a good thing and a bad thing, because it's a bad thing because it delays one of the fights to like later. But at the same time, you get to watch both if you're like a fan of the two sports.
Look, I think that's a great thing that the UFC and boxing have got something going where they don't clash the two. That's great. I mean, how many times have Hearn and Warren put on cards exactly the same time to get each other? And that's petty bullshit. And it's hurting the boxing fans. I like that. You know, this is what sports should get together like that. I think it's a great thing because
if you can stay up late enough to watch them, Stu, like for example, that's like later in the UK, right? If you can
it doesn't matter. The fact is, you got to look at it like this, Gonzalo, right? If they hold the boxing back to watch the UFC fight, when the UFC's over, all them fans might think, "Well, the boxing's on. Let's have a little shot at that." They can get. That's how you get fans on board, right? But if when you start clashing,
yeah. And
when you start clashing
with
with big UFC fighters,
if it doesn't perform, if it's not that good, and the boxing now shines, then you could have some fans convert to boxing fans.
Look, Wilder Fury, right? That's the best build up to a fight I've seen in many years, man. I thought that the American media did everything in their power for that second fight to build it, and it sort of like took over. Everyone started getting into boxing, and boxing didn't take that in and move on from it. They just fucking went stale. They should have. What Wilder Fury was that was like sort of like the step over and fucking get to the casuals, the mainstream. But they didn't like sort of grasp their opportunity. They're like, just let it die a death. And boxing is back in a situation where it's having to fucking work its way back to the top again. It was, that Wilder Fury, everywhere in America, that fight was, everyone was talking about it. It was the talk of the town. And boxing should have built on it. Instead, they fucking...
Hey, I hear Andy Ruiz is still telling people he shocked the world.
Oh man, don't even mention his name on this show. And by the way, I was gonna say, guys, the Dillian Whyte against Povetkin fight, it's taking place in Eddie Hearn's backyard, correct?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. It reminds
Eddie Hearn's backyard. Is it
his
really?
father's actually.
His father's, whatever, the office where they work and shit, like.
But that'll be about 150 fucking acres.
Matter.
It'll be like, you know how the Earns live, don't you? So,
but
no, I don't care where it was.
Stu, does
I
that
just want to see a fight.
Guys, does that remind you of that movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme, the Lionheart, where like he's fighting in front of some rich people, or he's fighting in a swimming pool and shit?
The guy from the French Foreign Legion.
Yeah. Remember that movie?
I couldn't stand that fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme. I couldn't stand that cocksucker. I loved Arnold. Seagal was always corny to me.
Yeah.
I like fucking the early Sylvester Stallone was all right. Arnold was the man. Fuck that cocksucker.
Yeah, fucking
the problem with Van Damme,
girl, huh?
The problem with Van Damme, right? He always found a way to get his fucking six-pack out and do the splits. He's always sliming in on some bird with his fucking arse out.
Stu, if you could do that, and you had a six-ball, isn't he? Stu, if you had
I don't want to see that. I want to see people getting ripped from limb to limb. I don't want to see Van Damme sliming in some.
Hey, let me tell you something, Stu. If you could do the split and you've had abs like that, you'd be showing them off and you'd be showing off your moves.
I remember watching Van Damme in his early No Retreat, No Surrender. Is it no? Is it so No Retreat, No Surrender? Something like that.
I don't remember. Yeah, I think so. It's fucking
Yeah, he was a fucking young guy. Now he was doing the splits then, sitting there on the ropes doing the splits. And look, I don't mind, but he's all. Do we really need the fucking little love scenes in these films? Like Frank Dukes, he had to get his end away, didn't he? You're sitting there fighting Chung Lee and the Kumatai, and all Van Damme's worried about is sliming in on some fucking blondie. Get out of here, man. I like the Rambos and the, you know, I like Schwarzenegger, man.
Yeah, well,
That's
respect the split. Just respect the split, okay?
I'd rather watch the old Bond movies with Sean Connery than I would fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme any day of the week.
Man, the Van Damme movies were the best. I remember Bloodsport and Kickboxer. Man, those fucking movies were awesome. They got good men.
Hi guys, by the way, we have Mark on the line. He's been there for a while. Mark, what's up?
Hello.
What's up? Welcome, man. Give us your take on this whole Dillian Whyte, Povetkin, and Fury saga.
Fury saga?
Well, the whole shit that's going on. The love triangle or whatever it is.
I don't really care. I mean, Fury and White is whatever until they fight each other, or if they ever fight each other. Couldn't give less of a shit. I don't care if Fury says he's vacating the belt or not. I don't care if Dillian Whyte says that Fury's a coward. I don't really care. And they're not fighting each other. So, no interest in it, to be honest.
Okay. Well, you have it.
As for the Povetkin White fight, that's a fantastic fight. I think a lot of people are forgetting a lot of things that could go wrong in this fight for Dillian.
What's your prediction?
A very unconfident decision for White.
Okay. Sounds similar to what Johnny Boy said. Yeah, listen. In my opinion, there's no way Povetkin wins a decision. So he really has to go out there and try and knock out Dillian Whyte. Now, which Dillian Whyte will we see? That's the real question. But I don't know. Mark, do you think we're going to see the best Dillian Whyte possible?
No.
Overconfident?
No. I think some things that need to be talked about is styles and changes. One thing that Dillian Whyte's done is got rid of Mark Tibbs and brought in Xavier Miller. Xavier Miller, a big fan of the Kronk style, which is a fantastic style of fighting, but it's brand new to Dillian Whyte. Whilst Dillian was out of shape against Marius Vac, if you watch how he fought in that style, he was much more side on. We all know what Povetkin is. He's a bob and weave guy who likes to explode into the pocket when he has space. Dillian Whyte's fighting more off of the back foot. That's their game plan. They're going to be using the jab, but the problem is if you give Povetkin space, he'll nullify it. That's one thing you don't do. Anthony Joshua will tell you that. Klitschko will tell you that. Everyone who's fought Povetkin will tell you, don't give the man space. You take his space away from him. So Dillian going into back foot's a bad thing. The other thing about it is he's going to be side on because he's using that shoulder block, just like James Toney. That's what Xavier Miller is inspired by, is James Toney and Pop Miller. So he's going to be fighting out that style, and for me, it's just a little bit like, that's very risky. You're doing this your first time, and you're going up against a style that's all wrong for it, because that's the direct
counter. But even if he goes on the back foot, he's still got a powerful lead left hand. So that lead left hand is still right there in your face. All you got to do is turn it just a little, and the guy could run into it. So he's still powerful up the front.
I mean, sure, but the problem is his balance. I mean, he's going into a side-on stance. He's normally doing it from a square position where he's able to generate more power. When he's doing it from that side-on position, he doesn't have as much power on that jab. You've seen it against Rivas. That jab was a lot weaker, Gonzalo. You've seen it against Vac, and people will be like, he was out of shape against Vac. I'm just talking from the position. He didn't learn how to throw it correctly.
I totally agree with what Mark just said. Dillian Whyte's jab is horrible. It's horrible. I'm going to be honest with you. Look,
it's a lazy jab.
That's his problem.
Yeah,
it's a lazy jab.
Yeah.
He's always falling short with it for a start, and that's the worst thing you can do. If you're going to throw a jab, if you fall short, you're in big trouble. So you got timing on the jab. You got to use it. You got to use your range. He's got long arms. Got to use. It's a nothing jab.
It's like I gotta throw this jab. Here it is, right? You may get away with it with big, slow ass fucking boxers, but yeah, maybe against this is against Povetkin is gonna be a problem. He obviously gonna have to catch him coming in, but fuck, man, look at Joshua, man. I mean, he was getting tagged by Povetkin, and and Joshua has many more tools than Povetkin. Has that uppercut, right hook, left hook, straight right. Povetkin, Dillian Whyte, he's not as complete as AJ. By the way, let's get Kenshiro in here. Kenshiro, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, the fight, I mean, Povetkin, obviously, from my perspective, he fights very, well, I guess, obviously, European-esque style boxing. And I think, oh, God, I think it was Stu actually said that. Yeah, I think Dillian Whyte's got more to lose because, as Stu said, which is correct, even when he's winning, he's still not going near the top of the mountain. So if he loses, forget tumbling to the bottom of the mountain, he'll be going straight to hell. God knows when if he won't, if he'll get another fight for the championship by 2025 if he loses. So, he's got a lot to lose, and I don't know. I wonder if potentially that might be in the back of his mind, or Eddie Hearns might say, "Look, if you lose, say goodbye," sort of thing. So that might be in the back of his mind as well, potentially.
Right. I mean, this is the fight. Dillian Whyte is very close to getting his title shot finally. I think he knows that if he beats Povetkin, that's it. He needs to get that opportunity. There's no more waiting. But if he loses, like you said, I mean, it's a big step back.
What about Povetkin, Bucho? Wouldn't this be his last opportunity to stay ranked at the age he is to get a title opportunity?
Good point.
That being his third.
Yeah, you mentioned this earlier. What do you guys think about what Gonzalo said before? I mean, Povetkin as well. This is also his last opportunity at a title shot if he wins this fight, obviously.
What ranking is he right now?
I'm not sure. Let me check it out. You guys keep talking.
Well, yeah, I said.
If he wins, he gets the interim title. So that means he automatically becomes the mandatory for the winner of the fight between Fury versus Joshua or Wilder. I don't know about that saga, but
the diamond belt is on the line.
The diamond, but the most important is the interim title.
Well, the mandatory's on the line. I think the interim's not going to be on the line anymore. I think they're making this for the diamond belt with the mandatory position.
The diamond belt. The diamond.
The interim's not going to be on the line.
I'm not too sure. I heard it might not be.
Do we give a fuck? No, what I want to know is this. So if Povetkin wins, obviously he gets the title shot, right? I mean, that's...
Will Usyk have any say at all in the next fight or two?
What's that?
If Usyk wins his next fight, does he sort of come into the mix, or is it too early for him?
Usyk's the mandatory for the WBO.
Exactly. Let me put up the rankings so people can see what the hell we're talking about. Here we go. The rankings, people, you can see them on your screen. So Dillian Whyte is the interim champion. Okay.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, he's currently the interim champion. He picked it up against Oscar Rivas, right?
Right.
And then he got mandatory. Yes. The thing is, though, they're putting the diamond belt on the line. And I think they're removing the interim because Dillian Whyte's mandatory is due in February, and the interim's going to be fighting for the world title. So he's losing that belt and going in with the diamond.
All right. And then, so, yeah, this is what Mark mentioned. Alexander Usyk is the number one contender in the WBO rankings, so he should get a title shot against Joshua at some point. You got Pulev, number one. That will be.
He's actually the mandatory as well, though. He's the actual mandatory.
The actual mandatory. Man, the WBA is a fucking mess over here. I mean, you got Joshua as the super champion, Char as the what the fuck's the W? World champion, and then Hellenius is the
Char is the regular champion. Brian is the interim champion, and Robert Hellenius is the gold champion.
The what?
Yeah, the
The gold?
WBA's rankings are weak.
Wait, what the fuck is the G?
Wow.
Sorry. What's the G for?
Gangster.
The gangster
G is for
WBA gold?
gold.
The gold. What is it,
Gold
the
belt. Wow, they came out with a gold belt. This is ridiculous. But that's boxing for you
So,
people.
a gold belt is meant to give you an opportunity to fight for either the interim or regular world title after a year.
What?
It's fucking disgusting.
Fuck, the WBA rankings are
did I just hear right?
man.
Did I just hear right? Did I just hear Robert Helenius is a world champion?
Well, he's the gold champion. Gold
kind of,
champion.
kind of. So
Well,
what he is he's a step below interim, but he's a step above number one contender. He got that from beating Kovnatsky. Joyce was the gold champion after he beat Jennings, but he vacated the gold and they elevated Helenius.
Whoopee doo.
What a piece of shit.
What a load
Boxing
of
has
fucking
become.
bollocks.
The website for a second.
Robert Helenius, right, is everything I hate about a fighter. If I was to write down what I hated about certain fighters and stuff, Helenius would tick every box. There's just nothing about that guy I enjoy watching. And to think that he could sit there with a belt around him, boxing's in a bad place. Robert Helenius, right, even at his best in his prime, had to rob Derek Chisora to get a win. Come on, man. Oh, fuck. Look. I'm lost for words.
Why are you
Crack on.
surprised, man? This is boxing, man. You've been watching the sport for a long time, right? So,
fuck's sake.
Look, let me say something. It's more okay to me that Helenius, right, is the gold champion than it is that Brian or Char have a title. Because neither Brian or Char have fought in 2 years.
Jesus Christ.
Helenius is coming off of a win over Kovnatsky.
Yeah, we gotta remember he was supposed to lose that fight, right? I'm pretty sure they thought that freaking Kalinowski was gonna win.
Yep.
The people that make these fights.
Oh, of course, the PBC won it. Yeah.
Well, Helenius was 14-1.
Have you ever got up the morning of a Manuel Char fight and got that butterfly feeling and excitement? There's a big fight ahead of you. No, you haven't. You did. Look, another dreadful fight. I mean, look. This is where we are in boxing, where these guys are at the top, looking around, hovering around titles. Manuel Char, come on, man! Oh, fuck.
All right, Stu, are you saying the heavyweight division is garbage? Is this what's happening here? The heavyweight division.
There's a few good lads there. There's a few good guys in there. The rest, absolute cannon fodder. Dreadful, really are. Derek Chisora would fucking give most of them guys fights, and that guy's got about 9 defeats on his record. Come on, man.
Stu, you're acting like the rankings is what's wrong with this picture right now, but it's
I'm saying the rankings are wrong.
But the way the division is what's wrong, Stu. There's nobody else. Who would you replace some of these? I mean, this is what we get.
There is guys, but the problem is when you try and break the division into 5 titles, when you've only probably got 4 decent fighters, you're gonna have a lot of cannon fodder, aren't you?
Yeah.
Hey Stu, quick question on the WBO. Who's number 11 over Joe Joyce? I never even heard of number 11 on WBO.
What's his name?
Oh, okay, I got it. No, it will
He's
be
the Chinese guy, I think. Is he the Chinese guy?
Oh yeah. Seli Zhang.
Oh yeah, Zhili Zhang. He was an Olympian. He was an Olympian. He's okay. I think he beat Rudenko.
Never seen him fight. Never seen him fight. Already know it. Never seen him fight. Already know he's useless. Move on.
And look, the IBF, he's number 12 in the IBF as well. And Joe Joyce.
Well, fuck yeah. The IBF. I mean, Bizier become number 1 in the IBF. I mean, how did that happen? So look, the IBF. I mean, all you got to do is just put an envelope under the table, and your fight goes straight to number 1. Yeah.
My God, man. No respect for the IBF.
Yo, put
Such
some
a historic belt.
Put some respect on Zhili Zhang's name, bro. He picked up silver at the fucking 2008 Olympics, man. He was a higher medalist than David Price. Put some respect on his name.
Wait, wasn't that the Olympics in Beijing?
Yeah. Audley Harrison won a gold. What does that mean?
They probably bought it off then.
Put some respect on Audley's name, Stu. He's the GOAT.
Yeah. I mean, Audley. Fucking hell. I'll tell you what, mate. He knew how to con a living out of boxing. I'll give him for that, man. I mean, he conned us all. Not me, did, but he conned a lot of people.
Wait, is David Price?
Everyone thought Audley had a chance against David Hay. I'm like, what fucking planet are these people on? This is going to be over.
David Hay cherry picked him. David Hay cherry picked him. He was shot and all.
There was a lot of people though that believed Audley's talk, but I've heard it all before, man. I mean, let's be real. Look, the fact that this guy won a gold medal just tells you how poor the heavyweight division was, or the super whatever it was, in the Olympics that year. I mean, dreadful. Audley Harrison winning a gold. I mean, it just.
I believe that's the same Olympics. Isn't that the same Olympics? Povetkin picked up gold at heavyweight.
I'm not sure, brother. I really not. I mean, you know more about history than me, so you'd probably be right on that one. But look, all I know is that Audley Harrison had a gold medal around his neck. It's just unbelievable when you think about it. Absolutely dreadful. This guy.
Oh, Joe Joyce? No, not Joe. David Price. Didn't he win something?
He won a bronze medal. But the thing in boxing, I mean, you get a bronze for losing, and for me, you know, losers shouldn't be getting medals and titles. That's the problem with society today, man. A lot of these kids are getting medals and trophies for competing. No, when I was a kid, you only got a trophy when you fucking won. That's what made you hungry.
Stu, are you a winner like Charlie Sheen?
Beat the parents with that fucker guy. He has medals for like 9th place on the wall. And like Robert De Niro's looking like.
Listen, mate. If I took a 9th place certificate back to my dad, he'd beat the shit out of me.
Jesus Christ.
Back when I was in school, man, you didn't get participation trophies. I'll tell you now. You got a 1 gold medal if you won your fucking thing on sports day. That was it.
Mate, listen, I remember when I come second in the sport, all around the area. We did a sports race. I was quite quick because I used to play for Notts Forest as a youngster, so I was quite quick. And was in the race, and I used to always. I used to win a lot. Let's just say that. And I remember one year I came fucking second. This guy smoked me. And to one of these loser kids around today, they'd have been fucking going around parading their fucking silver medal. Me, mate, I was sick to my stomach. I waited a year to get him back. Every day I was waiting to get him back. These kids happy with fucking second, third, fourth, fifth. I was distraught with second. And that's the sort of mentality you have to have in sports. I mean, that's the problem with a lot of these kids coming through sport today. They're just taught that being a loser is okay. No, it's not. You know what I mean? It's not being okay. Because let's be real, losers are not the one getting the fucking pussy. The winners are.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
they gotta get the pussy, man.
The losers become the pussies.
Exactly, pretty much, man. There you go. What else was I gonna say? Well, so those were the rankings. Stu, you'd be happy to know that David Price is not in the top 15 of any of the organizations. So there you have it. They're not as bad as
Price is probably not even the. David Price is probably not even the top 15 in Liverpool right now. I mean, the fucking guy's just dreadful.
All right, let's keep looking at the rankings. How bad are they? Which division do you guys want to look at?
Let's go left to right then.
Light heavyweight.
None of them, to be honest with you. What?
Oh, come on,
light heavyweight. Look, what light heavy? Yeah, I like the light heavyweight division. I think that's a nice division. I like the 140 division. I like the 135 division. There's good divisions out of there. 147 has its strengths, but they're all fucking divas and cowards. So that's what my problem is with that one. But heavyweight is exciting when you put the right names in there. But there's a lot of cannon fodder there, isn't there? That's the problem.
I heard Benavidez got put into the 175 pounds.
Hey, yo! Look at the welterweight and the welterweight IBF number 2. What does that mean?
Not rated. There's nobody. Why isn't there anybody? Somebody? How's that? Yeah.
Because do you know why? Because no one wants to be in the IBF. Because let's be real, they make you do the weight limit. You can't. Is it £10?
Oh,
can I actually explain how that works?
Yeah, guys, go ahead and explain. I think go ahead, man.
It's actually got nothing to do with the weight thing. It's so when a fighter was previously ranked in the number 2 position and he chooses to go down the route of another body, the IBF pull off eliminators outside of their top 15 to put someone in there to elevate the number 3 or 4 up in the division. That hasn't happened yet due to COVID.
Yeah, but a lot of fighters. What my point was, Mark, a lot of fighters give the IBF a miss because IBF make you fight your mandatories. That's the one thing I'll say about them. They do not fuck around. They make you fight your mandatories. They give you 3 months as well. They don't give you long to sign these fights. And that's why a lot of fighters, especially guys that like to be protected, they don't want a part of that. And another thing is, there's a 10-pound weight limit. And in the welterweight division, you've got some real fucking weight bullies over there. I mean, Errol Spence, huge welterweight. How he kept making that 10-pound limit, I'll never know. But a lot of these guys...
Zugas.
Yeah.
Big as fuck, too.
But I will say one thing. The reason you see a lot of weak mandatories from the IBF, even though we get a lot of mandatories, right? The reason we have a lot of weak ones is because the IBF actually have the cheapest sanctioning fees. So they're the most affordable for the lower end fighters who don't have the highest level booking.
Jesus Christ.
This is how you know how you know how corrupt boxing is, right? Every promoter is attached to an organisation. It's like Frank Warren always seems to be around the WBO, around all. Is it WBO? One of them. Heyman. Most of his fighters are fighting for the WBC because he's got Sullivan in the pocket. You know what I mean? And with Eddie Hearn he's the guy that gets his fights to the IBF. Like Joshua won his first title, IBF. Kell Brook, IBF.
Lee Selby,
IBF. That's what I'm saying. Every one of these promoters have got a route that they're taking. That just shows how corrupt it is. Because all they're doing is paying these guys envelopes underneath the table, and they're getting their fighters pushed to the top. And why don't Eddie Hearn try and get Kell Brook to fight in one of these other organisations? Or I mean, other fighters, he'll find a route for a fight, and he'll keep him there. The only reason he's got Dillian Whyte down the WBC route is to protect Joshua, because he's putting Dillian Whyte there to hopefully to get Wilder out the way. That's why he's there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
That's why it's
he's
so
not
hard
there.
to make
Otherwise, Dillian Whyte would have been put on the IBF route, and Dillian Whyte would have been a world title holder already. Because that IBF, when you look at some of the Charles Martin, you know, Glasgow was a fucking number one contender. I mean, it's a belt that just. I mean, it's the easiest route in boxing for a world title, and that's why Eddie Hearn gets his fighters on.
Yeah, so not only are the sanctioning bodies competing and fighting amongst each other, but it's also the promoters. Man, that's why it's like a soup sandwich, and fights are not.
And that's exactly why Al Heyman has told Sullivan, keep Eddie Hearn fighters away from that belt. He's quite happy to let Tyson Fury go and fight Wilder, but not Josh. It's the same. How many Al Heyman fighters, right, are in negotiations to fight Eddie Hearn fights?
Yeah. And in the end, it's a gamble because like Wilder lost the belt. I'm pretty sure they weren't too happy over at the PBC to see him and Andy Ruiz lose their titles.
The thing is, because Frank Warren's such a puppet, it's only when Tyson Fury went to Bob Arum is where Tyson Fury became powerful in boxing. Because in the first fight, he was there to get steamrolled. You know, he got paid terrible money. Let's be real. You know, he was overweight, out of shape, no match fitness or fight fitness, whatever you want to call it. He was there for Wilder to take out and look good doing it. In the second fight, he brought Bob in, become a lot more, and that's when he had a bit more power, and that's when he could throw his weight around. But
hey, remember when Cotto dropped his belt, Bucho? The WBC, because they were gonna charge him $1 million. Who was that fight again?
Wait a minute, he dropped.
I'll tell you what, the WBC, right, will be the first to have an LGBT title. It'll be all rainbow coloured, you know, and they'll have fucking Orlando Cruz on there, innit? And all them sort of guys.
BLM title as well, probably at this rate.
You'll be watching.
Emil Griffith will be on there, and all them sort of. Come on, man.
You'll be watching. Gonzalo, I think wasn't.
It's a fuck. That WBC's a farce.
Yeah, I still.
Did you hear about? So, what do you think about Canelo now getting the mandatory shot at the WBC or 160?
168. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Okay. Hold on, guys. We have a phone call. Priorities are phone calls. So 773, you're on the air. 773.
The only time you should be allowed to skip mandatories is if you're unifying the belts. Other than that,
Yeah.
you should be forced to fight your mandatories.
Yep.
And I heard Johnny Bitch, a.k.a. Johnny Boy, he's going to be the first one crying when his favorite fighter gets to duck his mandatory. He's going to be the first one saying, oh, it's bullshit, he's ducking, blah, blah, blah.
You got to tell us what fights you're talking about. You can't just come on here rambling. You got
Yeah,
what
Kevin, what the
fighters
hell
are you talking about so we can understand where we are?
We're talking about Dillian
Who?
Whyte.
Oh, Dillian Whyte. Okay. Okay.
What? So, hang on a minute. Is he saying that Dillian White's Johnny Boy's boy? Is that what he's saying? I'm lost.
I'm saying Johnny Boy was saying he doesn't care if Dillian Whyte gets his title shot. It could be 800 years and he never gets a title shot. He'll be happy with that.
Yeah,
That's
but
what he was saying.
But why would that bother you, bro? You know, why would you care that Johnny
Because
thinks
he
that?
deserves it. That's
He
why.
deserves it.
Because he's earned it. That's why.
Yeah, but who are you? Who are you? The fuck? Who are you? The guy that sits outside the fucking Parliament waving banners and stuff?
Hold on.
You know what I mean?
People like to talk about they like to call it down the middle and they're so fair and they like to be boxing professionals, boxing enthusiasts. They're so knowledgeable, but they want to shit on Dillian Whyte and say he doesn't deserve his title shot. He's earned it, man.
I agree with
He
you.
deserves it.
I agree with you. The problem is,
that's
though,
my point because
you know. Go ahead.
You know what? No, but just because I know whenever someone's favorite fighter is in that position or they got an up and comer that they deserve their title shot, you want to see them get their shot. They're gonna be the first ones crying about this and that and corruption and this is unfair. You know what I mean? You got to have it fair. You got to call it fair, otherwise it's come bite you in the ass when it's not your favorite.
The problem is, though, bro,
you know what I mean?
100% agree with you. The problem is, mate, life's not fair. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there. Look at all the richest people in the world. Do you think these are nice people that are fucking sharing their welfare and that they're fucking scumbags that will take every penny they could get from you if they could? It's a dog-eat-dog, and especially when you're in boxing. I mean, let's be real. Boxing's not exactly the blueprint on how to behave in society, is it? I mean, it's full of the most scummiest people on earth, and that includes some of the fans. I mean, let's be real. You know, so I know where you're coming from. No, I know where you're coming from, and I agree with you. But the problem is, you've just got to accept that boxing and life in general is not fair. So Dillian Whyte has to take his opportunities when he gets them. Like when Joshua offered him $8 million to fight in Wembley Stadium in front of the UK. That was his opportunity. He turned it down. Tough shit. Can't defend him no more.
Yeah,
but I do agree he should. He does deserve his shot. He deserves it. But he had his chance.
Yeah.
He had his chance.
And to be honest with you, Joshua was so vulnerable at the time. I mean, look what Reese did. Dillian Whyte could have gone in there and done the same thing to Joshua at that time because Joshua's head was out of the game. Dillian Whyte should have, if he was smart, he could have seen that Joshua was there for the take, and some of his performances before that had shown that he was fucking not looking good, and so he was there for the take. And I kept saying it. Him and Wilder were there for the take and get this fight over and done with before they both get knocked out. I've been saying it for years. That Dillian Whyte had his opportunity, and he could have gone in there and caused Joshua all sorts of problems, but he backed down. He turned it down, and he's having to build himself back up again. So it's his own fault.
Anything else, Kevin?
My thing is, though, every time he takes these fights against these heavyweights, anything could happen. He's taking a risk every time when he should have already had his shot. So when he went and fought, what's that dude? The German Wack? I forget his name, but his last fight, gassed out, clung to a nail to the very end. Luckily, it was to get to the decision, and now he's fighting Povetkin, an experienced guy with knockout power. Another dangerous fight, where of course he's favored,
but you can't predict. Look, bro, you got to keep it real. You can't predict the Povetkin fight on the performance of the Wack fight. Dillian Whyte was coming off basically getting tortured in the media, being called a drug cheat when he wasn't. You know, he blew up in weight. Didn't know when he was in a bad place. boxing's mostly mental. If you're in the wrong place mentally in box, don't care how much talent you got, you're getting slept. So I think he's going to be up for this fight. I do. But the problem is I got with Dillian Whyte, he's talking about everyone else but Povetkin. And that's the most dangerous thing you can do with a guy like Povetkin.
Good point. All right, Kevin, we got another phone call, so
Can't overlook him. My last point. My last point before I head out.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not some big White fan. Boy. I rarely watch his fights. I don't really give a shit about him. But you got to call it down the middle. Even though you're not a fan of him, you got to do what's right is right. What's fair is fair. And that's my point regarding today. Take it easy.
All right, thanks for calling in.
I agree, deserves it.
Yeah. All right, another phone call, 226. You're on the air, 226.
Hey, fellas.
Slugger Sam?
Hey, Slugger Sam, how's it going?
What's going on over here?
What's up, man? How are you?
What's up, Slugger?
Listen, Bucho,
It's the
how come
ruthless
every
one,
time I
Slugger.
call now, you don't seem happy? You seem like I did something wrong to you. Did I do something wrong to you, Bucho?
Oh, no, I'm very
Oh,
happy. I'm extremely happy, man. Thanks for calling in. What do you want to talk about?
Why, whatever. Hey, watch your fucking mouth, you. Whatever you guys
Hey,
wanna
Slugger
talk
Sam
about.
seems like the dude that would teabag you when you're asleep. He's just like the dude that would teabag you if you're asleep.
Yeah. Anyways, Slugger, come on. What's up, man?
Go ahead, ask the question.
Well, question.
fellas.
What do you think about this weekend's fight? It's gonna be Povetkin against Dillian Whyte.
Well, listen, I'll put it to you this way. I hope it doesn't fucking put me to sleep like that Rolo fight. You know. I'll leave it at that. But I think it's gonna be a good fight. You got two good contenders. That's what I call them. To me, the contenders, right below world class fighters. These two. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you, Bucho. I think it's gonna be an okay fight. But do I think Fury should give this white guy a chance at the title? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay, so you think you believe Dillian Whyte should step aside and allow Tyson Fury to fight Anthony Joshua?
Yeah, I think we all agree with that. I mean,
Well,
is there a
some
person
people
on the
don't.
planet? Is
Some
there a
people
person
don't.
on the planet that wants to see Dillian Whyte fight either one of them ahead of
Yes,
Joshua and Fury?
some people are saying this. They're saying that Dillian Whyte deserves the title. He's been waiting for a long time. They don't give a shit about AJ. They want Dillian Whyte to fight Fury. I've heard these fucking people, man.
Yeah, but you're talking about Deontay Wilder fans.
No, maybe, man. I don't know. No, there's people that want Dillian Whyte to fight. Yeah, go ahead.
Not in the universe I'm in. Nobody wants that.
All right, Slugger, go ahead.
Let me say my point, man. But listen, fellas, this Dillian Whyte guy's getting pushed to the side, like a third wheel boyfriend for a reason. Nobody wants to fucking see this guy. Am I right or wrong? I mean, it seems like, I don't know, is he paying you guys to call and make a show about him or something? Come on, who the fuck ever cared about Dillian Whyte? Nobody cared.
The thing is, though, bro, that you cared enough to pick you cared enough to pick your phone up and dial in and talk about him. That's the problem.
You just took a loss.
Correct. Yeah, correct. I'm talking about this. I'm talking about the subject. But what I'm saying is nobody respects this Dillian Whyte guy, right? Am I right or wrong?
Well, Stu,
I
do you
do.
respect
So, no,
him?
don't talk for me. Hey, don't talk for me. I respect the guy, so don't talk for me. You might not like him or respect him, but I do.
We respect the guy.
If anybody deserves a shot at the WBC title, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right? You guys ready?
Yeah.
Could be Are you listening or not, fellas? Why am I?
Yeah, we're ready.
That'd be nice.
Like schoolgirl.
I can't wait to see.
Who?
I'm so excited.
Is there a couple of schoolgirls in the background? I hear a lot of giggling. I'm trying to make my thing here.
Go ahead.
So excited. Go ahead.
That'll be my chicks waiting for me to finish the show.
Go ahead.
I'm joking. Go ahead, caller.
Jesus Christ, fellas. It's like you guys are always trolling me. What the fuck is this? Anyway.
What's the name?
Sorry, Slugger.
Listen, let me fucking talk. All right?
All right, get the fuck out of here, Slugger. Get it out.
Oh, no, fuck's sake, Slugger.
Go ahead.
Jesus Christ, man.
All right.
If
Who
you
the
throw
fuck are you
punches as slow as you talk, then you're in a lot of trouble.
What's the name?
What's his name? The guy that just beat fucking the hell's his name? I thought he was good. He's like a good knockout artist.
Jesus.
The fucking guy, man. He just
Oh, well, you should come prepared, brother. You can't sit and talk about
Jesus Christ.
This is trolling.
When you call into this show, come prepared, man. You can't be sitting there. Oh, what's his name? You know that guy that beat that guy. Like, what the fuck? It could be anyone.
Listen,
come on, man.
Fellas, all right? I had been. I'm not gonna lie. Every now and then, I might dabble and dazzle into a little bit of the cocaina and the heroina. You know, and it makes
all right. Well, listen.
It makes my brain cells lose.
Yeah. Well, now I need to know who the hell you were talking about. Now we need to know who are you talking about?
Usyk.
Usyk.
No. Listen, what's his name? Ifiju or whatever, the Nigerian.
Oh, Agjagba.
Oh, that one.
All right. That was all this suspense for nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Talk about anticlimax.
Yeah.
Nah, he's still developing. He's like 24 years old.
Is he undefeated?
Fighting 3-4 times a year.
Is he undefeated, guys? That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Asking.
What does that mean in today's fighting game?
All right, Slugger Sam.
I'm not saying undefeated means anything. I'm saying, are you talking about the undefeated guy? Because the other guys are Samuel Peter and the cab driver.
Yeah, but the thing is, with undefeated don't mean anything to me. Like I said on the show the other day, there's a saying in boxing: if you don't have a defeat, you haven't fought the right people. But look, these guys. I mean, I remember watching the Hebrew Hammer. Now listen, hang on a minute. I remember watching the Hebrew Hammer. Bruce Seldon. I think his name is. Absolutely atrocious fight. I mean, one of the worst fighters I've ever seen in a boxing ring. And do you know the scary thing about it is, I don't know what's worse: the fact that this guy's so terrible, or the fact that he's beat 27 people. 27 people are worse than this guy.
That's right.
I mean, that records mean nothing to me. Like I said, if you haven't got a defeat, they usually say you haven't been fighting the right guys, or if you have been, you're obviously special, like Floyd and people like that.
Yeah. I think you can pad out records quite easily nowadays.
Yeah, fuck the records. I mean, this isn't the LDBC over here. 50-0, 50-0. When you have like a McGregor in your record. But Slugger Sam, anything else?
Yeah, just I wanted to say that just a quick off topic. Just give me one quick minute, and I'm gonna head out of here. I know you fellas are busy, but I think I said it before, and I'll say it again. That fucking moron Lopez needs to get his fucking face slapped in for even thinking he's in the same category as Lomachenko. And when Lomo runs circles around him, I think they should give every single penny back to Loma. You know what I mean, fellas? I'm sick and tired of this fucking clown since 2017 talking about he's going to beat Lomo. He can beat these fucking nuts if he wants.
Yeah, but but that's what we want as boxing fans. These young, hungry lions to call out these top legends and these top guys. Fair play to Teofimo Lopez. The likelihood is he's going to get his ass whooped in fashion as well. But look, he stepped up to the plate. He's a dangerous kid, and if he goes and puts on a show, then no one's going to really take much notice of it. Oh, all right, he lost to Lomachenko, who's a bit green. They'll give it a pass if he goes and then performs. So fair play to the kid, man. I mean, what's he going to do? Just keep knocking over cannon fodder.
Can Lopez lose and gain your respect?
Listen, if Teofimo pulls this off, hang on a sec. If Teofimo pulls this off, the world's his oyster.
Exactly. Can Teofimo lose and still gain your respect, Slaughter?
How is he supposed
Listen,
to
Matt.
fight? How is he supposed to fight Lomo when he doesn't throw punches and bunches? He throws them one at a time.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. No, I agree with you. That's the worst way to fight Lomachenko. You have to throw combinations, straight punches. You've got to let like Linares, Pedraza, Campbell. That's how you catch him coming in because the size is. He's having to get into range to get his punches going because he can't fight at range anymore because he's not big enough. These guys are massive, so he's having to get in the pocket. He's getting tagged up while he's coming in, and so you got to have nice straight punches. I agree with that. And Teofimo don't have that, but if Teofimo lands a shot that Loma don't see coming, mate.
Hey, what do you do if a Polish guy throws a hand grenade at you? You pull the pin out and you pull the pin out and throw it back. That's all.
There's two styles to fight Lomachenko. One is go in like Salido, tit for tat, go in there and body head and pressure. And there's also another style I think is counter punching, and I think that's the one that would suit Lopez. Catch Lomachenko darting in and changing the angle, try to line them up and set a trap and fucking try to counter punch him.
I agree with you, Gonzalo. That is the way to go about it. The counter punching style, the way. I don't think you can really mention Salido because that Lomachenko, that fought Salido, that guy's nowhere to be seen anymore. This is a different sort of animal. He's adjusted to the pro game.
That would be one style. If you have a good chin, just take some shots to land your own. But look, even if you're a good boxer, the chances of you beating Lomachenko are not there. So I mean, if you're gonna try to like fight him, a counter puncher would just be the same thing as a fighter that would throw a lot of shots. You probably would still lose on the scorecards, but a counter puncher would get a chance to land that nice shot that would catch him. Because even if you try to outbox Lomachenko, you would probably still lose. So try to counter punch him.
I think Lomachenko.
Is Kevin still here?
Who?
Is Kevin still here?
No,
I don't know.
Oh, because he got some beef with you. No, he's off.
Oh, okay, good.
Look, with Lomachenko, right? For me at 135, he does his best work in the pocket. When he gets inside, starts letting the body shots go and the uppercuts, short uppercut. That's when he's hurting these guys, and they sort of fall to pieces in front of him. It's when he's trying to outbox some of these guys at range. He's struggling. He's losing rounds. Like I said, Linares, Pedraza, Campbell losing rounds in them fights, man. As soon as he stepped in the pocket and started putting on these guys.
I still think he dominated those guys.
He did dominate, but he had to step in.
8 or 9 rounds.
Listen, he did dominate he did dominate, but he had to step inside to dominate. My point is, when he's fighting at range with these guys, because he's giving up so much size, it's tit for tat, and he's not dominating these rounds. He's losing rounds.
Yeah, Stu. Every single round against Luke Campbell was competitive, except for the one where he dropped him in. Every single round was close. He edged them all out, but it was close.
Yeah, to me, the excitement is not so much about Teofimo Lopez expecting him to win. I think is to see Lomachenko being tested against a big lightweight, because in fact,
but Luke Campbell was big.
Teofimo is a young guy. He's actually represents to me what a 140 pounder would. He's gonna come in big as fuck in that fight after the rehydration, and he's gonna be fighting the biggest fighter that Lomachenko has ever faced.
Gonzalo,
size wise.
Gonzalo, are you saying that if Lomachenko beats Teofimo Lopez easily, then he has a chance at 140 and he should move up?
Right, that's a good indicator, and that's what I would like to see. But if he does, it's just like beating maybe not as skilled or like his experience as Regis Prograis, but they're about the same size, Teofimo and Regis. Let's be honest.
Jesus.
No, he doesn't need to move up anymore.
No, I don't think
doesn't
it's a
need
good
to move up.
But that's the interesting. That's the intrigue I have about seeing this fight. Right?
I mean, makes sense, Gonzalo. It does make sense.
Actually, Campbell was bigger than.
Yeah, but Campbell's not a puncher. He's not fast, and he doesn't hit hard. Campbell's got a lot of knockouts, but they're TKOs, and they were in the UK. And that's when what I mean TKOs, the referee stepped in. He's only fought outside the US like 3 times. He's not a power puncher, Johnny. He doesn't hit hard. Trust me.
What's Lopez got like 14 knockouts?
No, Lomachenko does.
Say anything about Teofimo.
One at a time. Johnny, go ahead. Let Johnny speak. Johnny, go ahead. Johnny.
One at a time, boys. One at a time.
Exactly. Johnny, go ahead.
What a time.
No.
What a
I
time.
was just gonna say, I think
Johnny's breaking up because he's
I
outside.
was just gonna say, I think Teofimo's without a doubt his most dangerous.
Johnny, you're breaking up because you're outside and
he's
your
drunk.
connection's fucking up.
Are
man.
you drinking, Johnny?
As Johnny's drinking.
Sounds drunk as fuck.
Nah, I ain't drinking, goddamn it.
No, Johnny, because your connection was all fucked up, man. Your connection. Okay, go ahead. You're clear now.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead. Make your point.
No, I was just gonna say, I think Teofimo's by far his most dangerous fight to date. That's all.
Okay. Yeah.
So, quick question. So, Lomachenko smokes Lopez like a blunt. What sort of indication would that give us then?
That he can deal with the size. And I'm not saying that he can't get knocked out, but at least he might have enough tricks in the bag to be able to deal with other guys that are like at least thick. Maybe not taller like Taylor or Ramirez, but at least like around 5'8". I don't know. That's just me speculating.
Jesus. But is that necessary, Gonzalo? Is that necessary to move up?
It's like daring to be great, but I mean, you also got to think Teofimo's not the most experienced. So it's like a calculated risk against a strong big guy with limited experience. Not limited talent, limited experience.
Well, what do you mean by
calculated
calculated
risk?
risk? What do you mean by calculated risk? Are you saying that if Teofimo Lopez actually had a little bit more experience, he wouldn't have taken that fight?
Possibly because he's a big guy. He's gonna rehydrate. He's young, so he's basically fighting a fucking light welter, 140.
Yeah, but Lomachenko has stated that he wants to unify the division, right? So it doesn't matter who has the belts.
No,
from what I understand, he'll fight anybody.
No, it's not like he's cherry picking. He's just fighting for all the belts, and that's just who's in line, and it makes for an interesting fight.
Look, mate, the fact that Lomachenko is fighting Teofimo Lopez, I think Lomachenko should get all the credit in the world, man.
Absolutely.
He's a dangerous fucking kid, man.
Quick question.
They're calling him out. They're putting disrespect on his name. Him and
Yo,
Lopez
let me
Sr.
say this real quick. Regardless of what anybody has to say, I said this in one of my videos too. Regardless of what anybody has to say, or who they're rooting for, or who they think's gonna win, or any of that shit like that, you got to tip your hat to Teofimo because he's fighting champions back to back at 22
Good point.
years old.
Good point.
Mate, a young kid at that age calling out Lomachenko.
Yes.
But listen, and he's not just calling him out for the paycheck. This kid actually believes he can win this fight. I'm not with him on this one, by the way. I'm not. But he believes, and that's all you ask from a fighter, to want to go and chase the champions, try and be the best they can. Teofimo Lopez gets all the respect in the world from me. And let's be real, if he pulls it out, the world's his oyster.
Yeah. Let's face it, Teofimo Lopez looked kind of ordinary against Nakatani. Yeah, and he had them great knockouts against Tatley and some other guys, but those guys were really that good. And if you talk about the Ghanaian guy that he fought, that guy, he got fucking hurt by Robert Easter. That guy's not a big puncher. So, I mean, that win, yeah, he got the title. It's kind of a little overrated. He got the title, though. I'm just saying that if you don't catch it clean, you might struggle. If you don't catch it clean, he might struggle, especially going into deep waters against a guy like Lomachenko that likes to drown his fighters. And if you also think about it, fucking Teofimo Lopez has asthma, and there won't be crowds where he's a guy that feeds off the crowd. Backflips and fucking tries to impress people.
And let me just say this real quick too. We have to tip our heads with Teofimo being a young guy going after the best fighting champions back to back, like I say. But we also got to tip our hat to Lomachenko because I don't give a shit what nobody has to say. That motherfucker takes on anyone they put him in the ring with. Period.
Hadouken! Hadouken!
All right, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But wait, hold on, Gonzalo.
He kind of got suckered into taking the fucking franchise belt when he didn't know anything about it. That's what people try to put disrespect on his name too.
Guys, we have a phone call 337. You're on the air. 337.
Yo, is Dead Game falling back in here? What's up?
What's up? What's on your mind?
Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko. I got Lomachenko winning that fight by stoppage. I think he's going to probably make Teo quit. Yeah, I think. No muss. I mean, I could see.
Yeah, hell yeah.
No, I could see Teo catching him and dropping him just like Linares did, but just like in the same round, he came back and dropped Linares. So, if I'm gonna put my money on it, I'm gonna go with Lomachenko. Easy work.
You think he quits? You think he has that mentality of quitting?
Well, you got to think. Well, I think if he can get Teo a little bit flustered and frustrated, I think he could stop him, bro. I really.
But you said quit. You said quit. Do you think he can quit like Rigonda and Walters?
If any man can make him quit, it'll be Loma.
Whoa.
If any man could, and I'm not talking. I'm talking about just. I'm not trying to put his heart down, but I think Loma is just a special fighter, bro. And Teofimo, he had that Comey fight, but other than that, I mean, he beat my boy Mason Menard with a nice stop, nice punch, but I mean, other than that, the dude is still young and green. He hungry.
Yeah.
But
he's hungry.
When you're a young fighter learning on the job, Lomachenko is the last man you need to be in there with, because the man will bamboozle you. The thing with Lomachenko, a lot of fighters when they fight Lomachenko, there's so much going on in there when you're in there with him. Sorry, that so much going on that you don't know how to react. It's like you got so much going on in your head that you do nothing, and then he just starts picking you apart. A lot of fighters, if you watch them, if you watch a lot of fighters are waiting to counter, and they're waiting to react. And because he's all about feints and footwork, they get bamboozled, and before you know it, they're getting pieced up. Nothing's coming back, sort of thing.
Especially if Teofimo bites on the feints or fucking he tries to react towards Lomachenko's throwaway punches, then Lomachenko's gonna always have one beat ahead of him. And if he's in that position, man, and he runs out of ideas, what's Teofimo Lopez gonna do? Catch and shoot? And when catch and shoot doesn't work, he's gonna get more desperate, and that's gonna get him riled up. It's gonna get all crazy.
Gonzalo,
my advice to Teofimo would be, as soon as Lomachenko's throwing them throwaway punches that he throws, or the rangefinders, whatever you want to call them, that's when he's got to be fucking throwing big shots. And yeah, he might get
all right, guys, hold on. Let that game, right? Gonzalo, let that game say something. That game, go ahead.
Look, I'm gonna close it out with this. No matter what, no matter who wins, the controversy is gonna be they are not the undisputed champion. That is the question.
Oh, you had to fuck it up with that.
You have to fuck it up.
Spot on everything else.
So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna blaze out. But look, I got Loma winning by stoppage. Peace.
All right, thanks for calling, man. You're on the record.
Why did he say that, Bucho? Because Devin Haney got that belt that it was given to him?
Yeah, and there's Tank Davis as well.
Oh my god.
And maybe Ryan Garcia. Hey guys, do you think that what that game said? Like, do you guys think that Teofimo Lopez can quit? Like, and I'm talking about quitting Walter style, Rigondeaux style.
The thing is with Lomachenko. No, the thing with Lomachenko, he can make you quit mentally, and that's the problem. There's so much going on in there with him where you actually start to freeze, and then when you get tagged up, you start to lose the heart and the will to carry on, and before you know it, they're finding ways out, like they always do.
Yeah.
Rigondeaux found a way.
Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know. It's too like I don't see him quitting like that.
Sosa, I know Sosa. Everyone's saying how brave Sosa was, but go and watch that fight again. Sosa was looking for a way out. It's just his corner never gave him one. But look, he was getting pieced up. So look, that's what Lomachenko does. I think with Teofimo, like a young kid, that's probably he's never come across anything like what he's going to come across. Not the footwork, the craft. I just think he might freeze on the night. I've just seen a lot of young kids go in there. They're looking good, and then they come against a world-class operator. And like Canelo did when he fought Floyd. Just nowhere near ready for that level. He went in there with an all-time great, and it showed on the night. And I just think that this could be the same case.
Yeah, he got outboxed. And if you couple that with the fact that he's got to cut all that weight, which I don't think is gonna be like the main problem, but I don't, because he's still young. But in the later rounds, and since he got asthma, I heard, then if he starts running out of ideas because the inexperience, all those three factors will kick in, and the fact that there's no crowd, he might not be as hyped, emotionally,
invested,
being as motivated for it.
Yeah.
Look,
maybe.
Look, this guy's got a lot more to worry about than the crowd and stuff like that. This guy, if I was him, my advice would be worry about fucking staying alive. Start with that, because
but I'm saying sometimes the crowd gives you energy. Especially
what
if you're
crowd
a young
though?
guy,
There's not going to be what you about the fucking about the FIFA crowd they've got in the background playing on the speakers. What crowd are you talking about?
No, he said usually like the fact that there's no crowd
Look,
might
Lomachenko's
affect
more
him.
seasoned. He's fought all over the world, had over 400 fucking fights. He's got like 15, 16 professional fights against top competitions. He's been everywhere. He can deal with fighting with no crowd. But when you got a Teofimo Lopez that looks to be like a superstar and likes to get rave reviews and applauses by his fans, the fact that he's doing this for the first time, I mean, just might be a little like negative.
My point is, Gonzalo, he's going to have he's got a lot more to worry about than a fucking crowd. That's the least of his worries.
Listen, and they might, I don't know, it might benefit him because he might be more focused. Who
Look,
knows?
it's probably best that he don't fight in front of a crowd, because like I said, no one wants to get their ass whooped in front of loads of people, do they? So, look, that's where I'd be. If I was Teofimo, I'd go in there early and fucking every time Lomachenko was starting to throw them throwaway shots and pitter-pat shots, I'll just throw big combinations out one lads. I know it sounds.
That's what I was going to mention to you.
No
Stu.
game
I wanted
plan,
to bring
Steve.
that up.
What game plan do you have for Lomachenko? What game plan do you have for Lomachenko?
Do you think Pedraza and Campbell were starting to figure out that that's what they were supposed to do, not bite on the throwaway punches, and that's also a factor that plays in? People have been keen into how to figure out Lomachenko.
Because you react to them. And when you react, it's like Wilder reacts to feints with fury. That's why he was getting pieced up all night. He didn't know what to do, did he? And that's what I'm saying. You've got Lomachenko's. He's all jittery in front of you. He's all feints and movement. Gets very confusing. And before you know it, you lost what to do. You don't know what to do. So you do nothing. And then when you start doing nothing, that's when.
If Teofimo bites on that and just powerful counters, then Lomachenko gets out the way. Then he's not going to be set to punch again, or even to react to a Lomachenko shots. He's gonna be off balance.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's just Brian say something because he's jumped in. Brian, go ahead.
Yo, how you doing, guys? All I want to say about this, and it's very simple. Teofimo has not seen anything like Lomachenko before. Where I guarantee you, Lomachenko has seen styles of Teofimo, of similar styles. He's been in the ring with similar styles. But someone like Teofimo, Lomachenko was a one-off when it comes to the body movement, when it comes to the foot movement, when it comes to the upper body movement. You know, he can confuse you, but mentally, I don't see Teofimo quitting. I think mentally he's a tough kid. So I see it going 12 rounds. I see it going to the judges' scorecards, and I see a comprehensive points victory to Lomachenko. That's what I think will happen.
Yeah,
I
agree. I could see that. I could see that. Teofimo's a big kid. It's going to take a lot to stop him, but mentally, he could try and find a way out. That's what. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. I've seen better fighters than him try and find a way out against Lomachenko. So. Wouldn't surprise me, but
I think
Teofimo just doesn't have the attributes to beat Lomachenko. He just doesn't.
I agree. I agree with you. He doesn't have the attributes to beat. If he's going to throw single punches, Teofimo's going to time that shit. If he throws punches and bunches and he's off balance, Teofimo's going to be moving away.
He might not have the skills and the experience. He got the skills. Maybe not the experience, But what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
but
one thing that maybe Lomachenko hasn't seen is like the size of this guy. Because if you guys are saying don't for him not to move up to 140, this guy's kind of
Hey,
like a
mate,
representation of a
he's seen that
140 pounder
size
weight.
already. He's seen that size. Salido was 147 pounds there that night. He's seen it. Don't you worry about
But
that.
as you can see, that was a horrible fight for him.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Lomachenko went in there with an amateur game plan, an amateur style. He stopped. Well, he only started throwing body shots in the latter rounds, and Salido was starting to fall to pieces. I'm saying he was hurting Salido badly.
It's not a powerful puncher like
Yeah, but let's be real.
Teofimo Lopez.
Salido was
It's
hitting him
hard
in
to
the bollocks.
it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell because Teofimo Lopez has just started. But I
Mate.
could surmise that he punches harder than Salido because Salido more.
Yeah, I think we can agree with that. No, Stu?
You can compare Salido and Teofimo Lopez all you want. My problem is that Lomachenko that fought Salido, different animal today. He learned from that fight. That's what great fighters do. He's got a professional style now. It's a whole different ball game in there with him now than that one that he went in there with Salido trying to. It's like hang on a second. 1 minute, please, brother. He went in there with Salido. He was like expecting some guy to sit there with a button, pressing a button every time he fucking landed a jab. It's a different game in the pro game. Judges see different things. He was getting roughed up. He didn't throw body shots until the latter rounds. And there was times when he wasn't throwing enough shots. He was sitting there covering up, looking pretty, thinking that was winning in the round. What think this is fucking the Willie Pep days? That he learned from
I agree,
that.
but if we're talking about size, we can compare him because that's actually like the size around what Teofimo Lopez is gonna walk in. And if we're mentioning that he had a hard time against Pedraza and Campbell, those guys were actually bigger than the last 2 or 3 opponents Lomachenko had faced. So even going back to the second fight against Salido, size-wise, he might encounter that same problem he did with his last 2 opponents, and even going back to that second fight. So that's one legit comparison. The size.
All right, guys, I gotta cut you off because we have a phone call. So let's take the phone call. 509, you're on the air. 509.
What's up, guys?
What's up? What's on your mind?
No, I just saw that the Ryan Garcia versus Campbell fight has been reached.
What's up? We can barely hear you, man.
See that?
Sorry. Go ahead.
You guys see that the Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell deal is already reached?
No, didn't know that. I knew that they were getting close to making that fight. Okay, so Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell, Don. What do you guys think?
Yeah, Mark put a thing up there on Twitter. Mark put a thing up there on Discord there about 45 minutes ago.
All right.
And the deal has been, Richard Scudamon said the deal has been reached. It will be announced in the next couple of days.
If Mark says it's good enough for me, look, good fight. Garcia's doing something that Devin Haney didn't, and that's fight a good gatekeeper, shall we say, in Luke Campbell. I think to get to the top guys, you've got to get through him. I think Garcia is a perfect fight. This will tell us where Garcia is. Because let me tell you something, if he's not ready, Luke Campbell will show it on the night. He's going to have to be, Ryan Garcia's going to have to be at his absolute best to get the win here. And if he comes through it, fair play to him. Devin Haney didn't want it.
If he does better than what Loma did against Luke, I mean, they're going to be calling for winner of this fight versus winner versus Loma and Theo. If Ryan just looks spectacular,
they better calm down for that one. I mean, it's like fucking walking a pig into the slaughterhouse if you put Ryan Garcia in there with Lomachenko and forget that one. Let this kid just build up a bit of confidence. Look, get the Luke Campbell win behind you, then go after Devin Haney or someone like that.
Yeah,
even Tank or someone like that. Don't go after Lomachenko, mate.
Listen, Stu. Let's see how Lomachenko looks against Teofimo Lopez first.
I'm going on by what I know about Lomachenko right now. I can only do that. And what I'm seeing is, I think he's got far too much of fucking Ryan Garcia.
Caller, go ahead.
I mean, look. I mean, Sue's already making excuses like, "Oh no, I don't want." It just depends on if Ryan looks bad or if Luke looks.
Listen, look. All right, then. I do want to see it. But you better call in after that fight. When Ryan Garcia is sitting there looking like fucking Daniel LaRusso after he got an ass whooping, I don't want to hear your excuses.
Yeah.
One thing that makes a difference with Ryan is not just
might lose against this fight.
It's not just that he's inexperienced, but a positive for him is the size. He's just a big guy. He cannot be as skilled as talented as Loma, but he's pretty much just a bigger guy. And that makes a difference if you watch the Fonseca fight against Tank Davis, how Tank Davis had a hard time with Fonseca. Teofimo, fucking Ryan Garcia sparked that kid out just because he was that much bigger than Fonseca. Yeah, so Loma is just better than fucking Ryan Garcia, but Garcia's just getting bigger in size. It's comparing like a lightweight to a featherweight.
All right, caller. Let the caller say something else. Caller, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I agree with you guys. Loma is his big time favorite right now. The fight right now, but you guys are making. I know this is like the Ryan Garcia hate channel, but you guys are making it. Let's just see how this goes first. Like you can't like, nah, that's ridiculous. Like, come on, like he knocks it. If he sparks him in 5 rounds.
Yeah, what if he does? Stu, what if he sparks him out? Stu, what if Ryan
What
Garcia
if
sparks?
what if who does what?
Ryan Garcia knocks out Luke Campbell.
And
yeah.
What would you say? Are you gonna?
Look, don't get it twisted. How many fights have you seen where there's a triangle where one guy will knock another guy out, another guy will nick it on points. Yet when he fights the guy that got the knockout, he dominates. Styles make fights. It doesn't knockouts mean nothing. Look. If Ryan Garcia,
I'm a Ryan Garcia fan.
If Ryan Garcia stops Luke Campbell, I just told you, and we'll give him all the respect in the world. But does that mean he's ready for a Lomachenko schooling at 20 years old? I mean, it's up to you. If you want to put him in there and fucking ruin his career, that's on you, lot, not me.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because Lomachenko retired fools.
Lomachenko retires Cuban fucking Olympic gold medalists and people and Jamaican killers. Do you think? Come on, man. Ryan Garcia's just a boy.
Let the caller say something. Caller, go ahead.
Look, Ryan Garcia's just a little lad right now. He's learning on the job. Let him fight. Let him fight these guys that are just below that Lomachenko level. Get a few wins, then fight Lomachenko. What do you want to keep? What do you keep pushing these young kids into the slaughterhouse for?
Caller.
I mean, he's exciting. He's got power. He's got speed.
Yeah, but he might not have any of that after Lomachenko's finished with it. That's my problem. That's my point.
Guys, one
good ass whooping can finish a prosperous career. I've seen it happen so many times.
At a time, for sure.
All right, guys. Caller, one last comment. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I thought this would be exciting. Like this would be good news. Like you guys are you guys getting
No, don't get me wrong. Gonzalo, we're excited. I don't know about Stu, but
well, listen, I like the fight. I don't know what the caller wants me to do. I mean, if he wants me to sit there and do fucking star jumps in front of the phone or something, I'll do it for him.
This is an exciting fight.
It is an exciting fight.
I'm fired up. This fight's awesome. Like
absolutely.
This is a potential.
What you want me to jump around like fucking? What's that actor from Top Gun? Fucking when he went on the Oprah show. What's that?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah. All right, let's celebrate. We need to
Let me
celebrate.
jump on top of my bed, my fucking sofa right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think the caller wants me to break into a Sammy Davis Jr. dance when the fight was
Let
being
me do some backflips. I'm getting into
Let's start tap dancing, isn't it? Jackie Wilson. When the caller fucking mentioned Campbell fight, I can't remember the other guy's name. That's how excited I'm about. I started doing the Jackie fucking Wilson dance. I mean, what does he want from me?
Or when they told Bill Clinton started jumping like a little girl when they thought that Hillary Clinton won the election.
Yeah, he knows all about little girls as well, doesn't he?
The thing is, though, if Ryan Garcia loses against Campbell, how will that affect his career now for long term?
Yeah.
Can I explain why it's a big fight?
Go ahead.
Yo, if
tough test for a young man. That's all I've got to say about Ryan Campbell. Tough test for a young man.
All right, hold on. Let the caller say something. Caller, go ahead.
All right, last thing. Thanks for my call. Hey, but dude, if Ryan KO's, dude, we're talking about Ryan versus Loma in a big fight. That's gonna be big for boxing. That's what we all want. We want big ass fights. That's gonna
I agree. Listen,
that's gonna be a big fight.
Yeah. Sorry.
Extra belt for Loma.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I agree. I want to watch it. I always like to see people get beat up. That's me. That's not a very nice person.
That's not the developmental process that you should take.
I know.
You should take the Campbell and give us that. That's an exciting fight in itself.
Gonzalo.
And just take
That's
it
called,
one more step at a time. Yeah.
Thank you, Gonzalo. It's
No,
called matchmaking. Why do you want to put all your efforts and all your fucking money into a fighter to put him in there with Lomachenko to finish his career in most cases?
Okay, but
Yeah,
hold on.
right. He's got like 10 years ahead.
Exactly.
I mean, if you really
But
care
guys,
about
guys,
the
guys,
guy
guys. Okay, guys.
and you want
guys.
him to succeed, take it one step at a time.
The callers.
Butcher, you're just Butcher. You just want to see fucking someone die in the ring, man. You're looking for Apollo Creed.
Hold on. Listen, Ryan Garcia is a professional boxer, right? He's big for the lightweight division. He has a lot of power. He's fighting Luke Campbell. What's wrong with that? Actually, yeah, I'm excited about this fight.
Nothing's wrong with the Campbell fight. I'm on about putting him in there with Lomachenko.
Well, Stu, what the fuck? Who cares? So if he beats Campbell, then he deserves to move up in the rankings and maybe eventually fight Lomachenko. Why not?
What belt does Ryan Garcia have?
He will never face Lomachenko. Mark my words. Ryan Garcia will never face Lomachenko. The reason why, because he's going to outgrow the division.
Hey, De La Hoya.
He'll capture a belt at lightweight at 135, then he'll move up to the next division and start going that route.
Probably.
Listen, man, whenever that fight... Yeah, come on, man. Lomachenko. Oh. De La Hoya's having kittens about that. He's doing the Deontay Wilder and he's driving down the road in his Maserati. There's no easy way.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Stu, but you said that you don't think Lomachenko is invincible, right? Obviously, and now it sounds like you think like Lomachenko is invincible now.
Look, mate, there's not a man on this planet. John Jones, look at what a monster John Jones is yet. Gustafsson, give him all he can handle. And there's always a man out there with the style. No matter how good you are, no matter how natural talent you are, that can trouble you. I mean, Floyd Mayweather, Madonna gave him kittens, didn't he? And Madonna just swarmed him all night. There was no work. There was no method behind his work. It was just swing from the hills. And, of course, Floyd, all sorts of problems. All these fighters that try to think about how to beat Floyd and try to think their way into the fight, they get pieced up. Madonna just went there, swing for the hills, no game plan. Sometimes, styles make fights.
All right. Yeah. So you think Lomachenko is invincible?
No, I don't, because there'll be a guy that comes along that'll have.
Well, I don't get why these young guys can get
punches, and someone's going to get to Lomachenko eventually. Look, I was around when everyone's telling me Mike Tyson was invincible, and then Buster Douglas pops up from the fucking whorehouse and sleeps him.
Yeah, but that was a bad night for Mike, though.
Oh, bad night at the office. I'm sick of hearing about that. Listen, go watch Tyson's career. Everyone that had the attributes that Buster Douglas had. Apart from Larry Holmes,
everybody gets credit for that, or everything gets credit for that one, except for Buster Douglas.
No, but Buster Douglas. Even though Tyson was not at his best, Buster Douglas had the attributes to cause Mike all sorts of problems, even on any night. That's my point.
But didn't
Douglas fought like Muhammad Ali that night, bouncing off the tip of his toes.
Listen, what he was doing, he was throwing punches and bunches with precise accuracy, which he was on his game. Let's be real, especially
but if you watch
Mike was under par. But let's be real, even if Mike was at his best, that's the way Buster Douglas fought that night. He would have had his hands full anyway. Yeah. Styles make fights.
Well, by the way, in the chat, Tito Toledo is celebrating that the fact that Ryan Garcia is fighting Luke Campbell because apparently Johnny Boy said that fight would never take place. So I know Tito and Johnny Boy are nemesis. So he's trying to rub it in there.
Hey, Johnny Boy has said that, but Johnny Boy has also said if Ryan Garcia picks the fight, he'll give him some sort of credit. So
no, there you go. And I think all of us here give credit to Ryan Garcia for taking that fight. Now, Stu thinks he's thinking ahead of the game.
I think that fight will do well. That fight will do well.
That's a good fight.
That's a good fight, man.
That is a good fight. I think that is like an unproven prospect versus an Olympic gold medalist. Very good fighter, a guy who's been in there with some of the best fighters at 135, and has held his own, nobody's really disgraced Luke Campbell. So this is a big step up for Ryan Garcia. So, this will tell us what he has inside him. This will tell us if he's good enough to step up to the next level.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what this is an unproven prospect.
This is a defining fight.
Yeah.
This is a defining fight for Ryan Garcia. If he impresses, the world's his oyster. If he fails miserably, then it's a long road back.
So it's probably best. It's probably best for boxing. Ryan wins then.
Yeah.
No, there's no way he loses a decision.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real. Campbell's. Yeah, I agree. I mean, if for boxing's sake, Ryan, it's probably best that Ryan gets a nod because Luke's not exactly going to set the world alight anytime soon, is he?
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
I mean, Luke Campbell, believe it or not, he's like 30 years old. I mean, he's not 30 years old, the guy. He looks about 10, but he's 30. I mean, at that weight, he ain't got long left anyway.
Yeah.
I got a comment in the chat that was pretty funny. I'm going to post it on the screen. Just give me 2 seconds. Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. All right, here you go. Elias is saying Buster fought for his mom, Wallin for his dad, and Andre Ruiz fought for his kids' Cheerios. So there you have it. Because remember he kept saying that, like, I'm putting Cheerios on my kid's fucking table or something like that. It's like he kept mentioning the Cheerios. I don't know why, but kind of funny.
Yeah, he was thinking
I
about
suppose
the
fucking
Cheerios
James
himself.
Butler fought for his probation officer.
Yeah.
It's funny how he's thinking about
Look,
food. Huh?
I don't
He
buy
was thinking
that.
about
Yeah.
cereal for his kids, but he's
Food analogies.
the thought about food crossed his mind.
How apropos. Go ahead, Stu.
Look, I don't know. Just that sentimental stuff. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, Buster Douglas fought for his mother. Why didn't he fight for his mother in the fights after that? Then when he was getting fucking his ass.
Oh come on, Stu. His mother just died or something. Was it his mother? Or?
Yeah.
But the thing is, it doesn't matter if Tyson had fucking done what he was meant to do. He wouldn't have been thinking about his mother when he's fucking sleeping on the canvas. But Tyson was dreadful in there, and like I said, Buster Douglas has the tools to trouble Tyson in any era. So
man.
Buster Douglas, yeah, he looked good on the night. No, he looked great on the night, didn't he? But what did Buster Douglas do after that?
He showed up all fat against Holyfield.
You got a video game for him in the Genesis.
Yeah, he got a video game with the Genesis. So
that's right. Got it.
All right, guys, we're gonna end the show. It's been 2 hours.
Yeah. Can I just say something about the Teofimo Lomachenko? Something I wanted to throw in there.
Quickly. Yep.
Very, very quick. People are forgetting too. Teofimo is mainly a counterpuncher.
Teofimo is simply a counterpuncher.
He's mainly a counterpuncher. That's he likes to time someone coming in.
Yeah.
If he's waiting all day for Lomachenko to come in, all the freaking feints Lomachenko threw at him, he'll be missing a lot. So.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
I mentioned that.
Yeah, and hopefully he doesn't lose his mind. He's always hopefully the hunger is always there, but we'll see. I mean, we've seen some fighters break, like Rigondeaux and Walters. So very interesting. I don't think he's gonna break down mentally, but some people think he will. So we'll see what happens.
I don't think so. I think he's
either.
a mentally tough kid.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. All right, guys, thank you for joining us, everybody. It's Stu, Gonzalo, Brian, Johnny Boy, Kenshiro, Mark from Unrivaled Boxing Talk and News. Guys, thank you for joining us, and everybody in the chat. I want to thank you for being here. The Straight G2 Row, Khabib's Hat, 92 AKU, official boxing scorecard, T-Tone. We had a lot of people, Hawk their Mustang, people who called in, Kevin from Chicago, Slugger Sam. Guys, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Good night.
Thanks, guys. Stay safe, everybody.
Peace.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed. Disappointing everyone. Totally fucking disappointing everyone.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointing everyone.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
He just killed a little fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
You're happy because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. You're happy because you got nothing. Lomito! You got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA boxing.